would have a nice offensive wrinkle, whether it's off the D'Antoni tree or not. I was expecting something to look very similar offensively. Yeah. I don't see that.
See, and that's why I said it depends on. I want to know how much of it is Steve Nash and how much of it is the
you
players.
Should know. You a Nets insider, man. You should have this information.
But listen, I have my sources, but I don't. No, I'm just playing.
Yo, Beth. That shit crazy.
On a Saturday, it's All Even with your boy Barry Grant. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcast. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google. I'm all over the place, man. And trust me, go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment because the page is growing, baby. Nicole on the ones and twos, how you doing today? Claw, the villain, is not here, so we will continue on in his honor.
Okay.
What's up, man?
I'm here.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah,
finally.
It's been a minute.
You know, I've been holding off for a while to get you here because every time we have a conversation, it just goes off the rails.
Yeah. We have no focus.
No, we don't.
When we talk to each other.
We don't.
So, yeah.
So I don't know where the focus is. Maybe Nicole's going to have to corral us, but, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, lots to get into today. We got this whole Matt Araiza stuff going on with the Bills, the punt god. We got to talk about that.
Yeah.
We got Tyron Smith getting hurt from the Cowboys and how that affects them. We got the Aaron Donald fighting camp. I don't know what the big fuss is about. It's camp. It's like, but we're going to talk about it, obviously, because it's a story.
Of course.
CHET HOLMGREN getting hurt. That's big for the Thunder.
Yeah.
We got, the marriage is fine in Brooklyn. Things are good again. You know what I'm saying?
Supposedly.
But supposedly, allegedly. Like, you gonna fill me in.
Yeah.
Well, we have Jazz are accelerating the trade for Donovan Mitchell. Where does he go? I'm hearing that the Cavs are in it now. So, maybe it's just fluff.
I already heard the Cavs pulled out. So
Okay. Denzel Mims asked for a trade for the Jets.
Who?
Yeah, you already know what I'm gonna say, right? We'll talk about our beloved Mets because we're such great Met fans. We'll speak about the Giants as well if you want to say some kind words about your Giants.
I'll get them. I'll get them in. Don't worry.
Yeah. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy. Yeah.
So before we get into anything, we were having a conversation off camera how I told you that my hair's all nice and hooked up right now, and you didn't compliment me on my braids here, my dread braids.
Because I don't enjoy you flaunting
I'm
your
not
ability to
flaunting
grow
it,
hair in front of me.
I'm not flaunting it.
What? You had a whole production taking off your little silk head wrap.
All I did was take it off my head.
You had used two hands. You did it nice and slow. Nah, I saw you. It's all right.
Look, man, but you also were talking about how they got these hair wigs now for the dudes.
Yeah,
we talking about Jimmy Butler, how he was bald one day and then
got dreads.
Now he got dreads down in his ass.
Listen, man, it's a new frontier for men, man.
New frontier. Come on, man.
Yo, listen, we just trying to catch up.
Nicole, how you feel about that? Huh? She said, nah. If you were dating a guy and he was bald, right? And then you go on one date, and then the next day he comes with like Fabio hair. Well, how would you feel?
I would just pull it off.
Yo, I'm telling you, the sorcery on both sides is amazing right now. Like, listen, I think both sides are trying to outcompete each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there's one that I may get into, though. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's one that I may divulge and I may spend my money in.
Which one is this?
The ones with the increase your height.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I may have to get into that. Bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you, man, because...
Listen, you can add 2.5 inches to your height.
5'8", 5'9", my whole life. I could add 3 inches to be 6 footer.
It's a different world up here.
I think God realized who I was prior to me even getting old because he's like, I can't give him no height. It
changes your perception.
Yeah,
on a lot
like
of things,
if I make him 6'1", nobody's going to like him because he's going to be the worst person.
They barely like you now.
They barely like me now, and because I got a Napoleon complex and I'm an asshole. Like it's. I mean, yeah. But if I was 6'1",
yeah,
and an asshole,
yeah.
So I think God knew what he was doing.
He did.
But see,
He did.
now we have technology and smart people that understand that we can bypass that. we can bypass the laws of physics.
Oh my God.
All right. So
Yeah, it's
God,
it's a brave new world out there.
you did what you wanted to do, but I'll take it from here. Welcome to the show, my man Bishop.
Thank you
I've
for having
known
me.
you my entire life. I love you. You're my brother. We don't agree
at you.
much on sports, and this is why you're
We
here.
don't agree much on anything.
Yes, we do.
The Mets, that's about it.
I mean,
That's literally about it.
And I'm trying to turn you into an Islanders fan
That-
because you live in the area.
Yeah. That could happen.
We'll go to a couple of Islanders.
The
games.
arena's amazing, so
It is. It's
and
really
I can
nice.
walk to it, so I could do that.
Exactly.
I don't mind.
Like I don't pay for parking. The last few times that I went, I parked in your block. You didn't even know it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw you one time.
Yeah.
I was going to work. I saw you when you
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw you.
I'm not even gonna say anything to you. I'm just gonna use your space and just walk to the arena.
I'm gonna just let you know if your tires are flat one day.
Come
It was-
on, man,
It
you
wasn't.
can't do that.
It wasn't me.
Don't touch the stinger.
Just let you know.
Okay,
Wasn't
don't
me.
touch the stinger.
Wasn't me.
The stinger doesn't bother anybody. All right, it's out there looking nice with the red
It
seats.
does. It does look nice.
Yeah.
It does look nice.
So, listen, let's get into this crazy story.
Yeah.
Matt Araiza, they call him the punt god for the
Yeah.
Buffalo Bills,
Punter of all things.
which is wild, right?
Yeah.
Is it a rape accusation?
Yeah. Like the story's crazy. Like I was telling you before, like it sounded like something I've seen straight out of like a SVU episode.
Right.
Like from the information that I've heard. And it was like it was at a party off campus, actually, near his home. Like I guess they were throwing a party at his off campus place.
Right.
And like he hooked up with a girl outside. They were both intoxicated, or at least she was. And then they went back inside, and there was like at least 3 or 4 more dudes in the room. So, she remembers bits and pieces or whatever.
Because obviously they're drinking and stuff.
Yeah, because of the drinking and everything. But she was saying, there was at least 3 or 4 more dudes in the room, and that she was raped. And over a period of hours until the party got broken up by the cops.
Wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. And she reported. It's not one of these situations where
She's just coming out
years
now.
later she's coming out
Yeah.
and just saying, he did something crazy. It's just because he's but she reported it to her friends the next day and to the police.
All right, so here's my thing. If what you're saying is accurate, and I do believe it is because you do your research, how the hell did this kid get drafted or signed?
That's what I don't get, because the NFL has some of the best private investigators in the world.
They got the best lawyers in the world.
Yeah.
Like they are partnering with
they check-
some heavy hitters.
They check everything and they know everything
Right.
about you before you even come into the combine or whatever. They know all.
They
the
know all of
information.
it, right.
So how they didn't know about this is a little sketchy to me.
It is.
I think they knew and they just saw that it didn't get prosecuted. And it still hasn't gotten prosecuted in criminal court.
Right.
This is a civil suit.
Okay.
So the
Is it-
police
is it-
department
is
never
it
brought
gonna go
charges.
criminal?
They don't know. It just got transferred to the DA's office.
So they may take it.
So now, especially with this amount of publicity,
Right. They're gonna take it.
they're probably going to have to, but it's all about the evidence.
Right.
If there's not much evidence to prosecute, then they're not going to take it either
Yeah,
way.
that's true too. And that's the messed up thing about this whole thing is that it's all hearsay, right?
Right.
It's all word of mouth. It's all,
Yeah.
but obviously, listen, when a woman says that she was raped, assaulted, whatever, you got to
Yeah.
take it seriously. You have to do your research. You got to make sure that you don't just ignore it.
Right.
And I mean, even if it is cap,
Yeah.
you still got to go
You
through
got
the
you
process.
got to do it like it isn't.
Yeah,
you got to
exactly.
But it's especially on college campuses, more sexual assaults happen on college
Yeah,
campuses than any place in the world. You know what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
you got to take it seriously. The problem is half the time, a lot of the cops that campus police or whatever, they help out players that are on teams and stuff,
Right.
versus trying to help out the victim.
That's
So,
true. That is true.
You never know. You never know what happened. She could have told them, and they could have been sitting on the investigation and just
Yeah.
not progressing it because of who he is,
Right.
knowing that he's going to be a high draft pick
Right.
because he's the punt guy and,
and
all
that
that
and
other
that
stuff. So.
that brings more prestige to the school.
Right, yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's not like it was a huge, it's not a huge school, but still,
Yeah.
still a D1 school or whatever. But
Right.
it's still a crazy story.
Yeah, this is wild, man. I mean, like you said, if the NFL knew anything about this. Like, for me, it's like, how many times do you have to get things wrong to fix things? Like, why do they always end up like in these situations?
Because the fans don't care. That's what it boils down to. Yo, there was a sign at the Browns game.
Yeah.
It was a father and son holding up a sign. I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was some wild. Carrie Champion had it on her page, and it was like F them hoes, something.
Right.
And this is a father with a son.
With a son.
I'm like a 10-year-old kid or
Right.
something, holding up these signs
Could
and
you imagine
laughing.
if he had a daughter with a sign
You know
like
what I'm
that?
saying? Like, yo, but at the game, holding up the sign at the Browns game, and it's like, yo,
What example are you setting, bro?
exactly. So if the fans aren't gonna care, they're not gonna lose money.
Yeah.
They're not gonna ever be like, oh, we got to get in front of these things. They do it to save face in the public eye,
Right.
but
Nah, exactly. The court of public opinion.
and that's it. That's all they're gonna make it seem like they're doing all they can, but
Right.
they don't really care as long as the product on the field gets played and they making money off the TV contracts.
Right.
They can care less.
It's funny though. I remember one person that they cared about, and they believed that he should have been ostracized from football. But we're not going to talk about Kaepernick.
But that's because the fans cared.
Yeah.
They cared about that one.
Yeah. They cared. Yeah.
They cared about that.
Dog
situation.
whistle.
Different.
Dog whistle.
Different.
Yeah. we not gonna say that word on the show.
Listen,
I mean,
man.
I will,
It
but
is
I
what-
don't care. But
It is what it is.
yeah, it is what it is. What do you think comes out of this though? Like they just on if even if it doesn't go to trial, it's a civil suit.
Yeah.
It's a conduct issue. So
Yeah.
suspension's coming regardless.
It has to, and it's not even like with the Deshaun Watson situation, they weren't prosecuted because
Right.
there was never enough evidence. So they said.
Right. There was only one girl that didn't
Yeah.
that didn't settle.
Right, and there was never enough evidence for them to prosecute because they would have prosecuted him if they did. So
Correct.
he still got a year on the commissioner's list,
Yes.
and then got 11 games.
Right.
So what is he gonna get while they're still actually investigating this?
That's true. Like it gotta be.
There's no way he plays.
Yeah.
There's no way he
At
plays.
all.
Yeah,
At all.
If they let him play, that's crazy.
That is crazy. I mean, listen, the report came out last night, hours before the game, that they were pulling him, and
Yeah.
I think I heard Sean McDermott say that he's not gonna play. We need to make sure that we get all the facts out and go from there. So, it's tough, man. It's every time I hear things like this, man, it's like it really bothers me because I don't know what goes on these college campuses, Bishop. Like, why does it have to get there? Like,
Because people don't understand. People don't know how to control themselves.
right.
You get all of that alcohol and drugs and all that other stuff together, bro. It gets wild.
But isn't it the university's responsibility to try to keep a handle on these things, bro?
Well, in this particular case, it was off campus,
Right. Okay.
technically.
Yeah.
But even on campus, I've been on campuses.
It's wild.
It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. I went to a school where it's crazy. They have a day where literally you're allowed to drink as long as you don't have
Any
the
classes or what?
actual alcohol bottle in your hand. If you have the red cups or whatever, you can just walk around drinking. And
That's crazy.
What they do is they block off, campus security will block off the exit
Yeah.
of the campus, right? And so nobody can leave with a car. But you can walk around campus with drinks, and it's a lot. Yo, I was a freshman for 18 years old. The dudes above me had a keg in there in a little pool in their room. Same age as me, 18 years old.
Getting crazy.
Yeah, it was
Yo,
madness. Madness.
It's the culture, man. And the thing is, like, I
And
think
that's a small
right,
school.
Right. Could you imagine these big ass
Yeah.
universities? Yeah.
Come on. So, it's just a culture. Like, it would be fine. You could do all that, right, and have it go crazy or whatever. But if you investigated things properly when there is an allegation, then there wouldn't be an issue.
Right.
If something
Instead of
happens,
sweeping it under the rug.
right? But they
Yeah.
always try to sweep it under the rug to either save face for the school or
Right.
or save face for teams or whatever.
Right.
They don't care about the people involved. So that's where the problem is.
Yeah, see, a kid like this get drafted, my man, poor MANTEI tail.
Word.
Poor Manti Te'o, man, got catfish, and his whole career was ruined because of it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's wild.
Everybody's watching that. So I ain't watched the whole thing. I watched pieces of it.
Dude, you gotta watch
and that joint was crazy. My wife was watching, and I walked in like midway through, and I sat down. I couldn't finish watching.
I was just like her, or just like you. I was hooked. Like it was bad. It was bad, son.
Yeah.
Like
fans are terrible.
Yeah,
fans
listen,
are terrible.
son. What they did to that man.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that, I told the story on last week's pod, but I talk about it again. I don't care. Deadspin was the one that vetted the story. ESPN never vetted it. CBS never vetted. All the big sports organizations never vetted the story.
Just ran with it.
It was 8 guys in a room at Deadspin before Deadspin was huge.
Yeah. That
broke the story, and the only reason why they broke the story was to expose and embarrass ESPN. But what ended up happening is that ESPN, CNN, all of these other news outlets spun the story to make it look like Manti Te'o was this,
gullible kid or whatever.
Not even like he planned the whole thing and he was gay, and it's like, yo, dude. And the guys from Deadspin's like, yo, even if he was gay, we don't care.
That's not something.
We just wanted to expose you dumbasses.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it ruined his career.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's messed up.
Like, bro, I hope that they get to this quickly, that they find all the evidence, that they find the facts, and if this kid, this punt god, doesn't play football again, then that's what it is.
Listen, it's gonna be easier for them to get him out of there because, one, he is a punter.
He's a punter, right?
That's number one, and so it's not gonna be like you can always find a new punter. And the fact that this was filed very early. Yeah.
Everything is already there. You know what I'm saying?
Like I always told you with the DESHAUN thing, it was always a little sketchy because nothing happened until he requested a trade.
Right. Yeah.
And they even the NFL admitted that the Texans knew about what was going on.
Right.
They provided places for him to go.
Yeah.
To meet with the massage therapists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So everybody knew what was going on. And then the fact that the lawyer of the girls is the neighbor of the owner, everything just was so just so fishy, bro.
Don't be trying to put no soap opera collusion stuff in.
Yo, bro, it's but it's like the whole story is just so wild. Don't get me twisted. DESHAUN's a creep. Like that's hands down, he's a creep. Ain't no saving grace for that.
Ain't no walking that back.
I'm just talking about the fact that the NFL tried to pretend like they didn't know what was going on.
They knew 100%
what was going on.
I completely agree. I said the same thing on the show. I'm like, look, dude, the dude is a creep. Like we all know that he's a weird guy.
Yeah.
I said it last week. I don't think that he's too bright.
No,
because even him speaking. I'm innocent. Like, dude, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Just don't say nothing.
No, just don't say nothing.
Like, I'm just sorry to everybody involved.
Press release was fine.
Yeah,
that's all you had to do.
Just leave it at that.
That's all you had to do.
There was nothing compelling you to say anything.
Right. You did the press release, and then the Haslams came out. I'm like, yo, these owners are dumb too. Like, yo, this whole like, is it contagious? Is there a virus going around?
I mean,
bro?
it is the Browns.
It is the Browns. Yeah,
it is the Browns. So yeah.
But moving on. As a Cowboys fan, sometimes I feel like the kid that has the father that's not in his life all the time, and the father calls and says, hey man, I'm gonna take you to Six Flags tomorrow, and we're gonna have all this food, and we're gonna have a great time, right? Get ready. Tomorrow comes, and no dad, right? We're not going to Six Flags. And then he calls me again the next day and says, listen, man, sorry, we'll do it again in a couple of days. And I get excited again. And then he doesn't show up, right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel as a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Jerry Jones selling you a bill of goods?
Jerry Jones is the bastard father that continues to gaslight me and give me all of this hope. And telling me that things are fine, and they're not. Tyron Smith gets hurt. Mm-hmm. This is not news.
Right.
For over the last 2 years, he's missed like 20 games. Right?
Yeah.
He's been breaking down over the last few years.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones is that you know that this guy is a liability. He's a great offensive lineman, great left tackle. He's a Hall of Famer, right? Mm-hmm. You don't have insurance for a guy like that.
Right.
So I can have you on the team. You're great. But I need to say to myself, I don't know how many games I'm going to get out of Tyron Smith this year. So I need to make sure that I draft somebody or I bring in a free agent that we can have some depth just in case something happens. Oh, no. Not Jerry and the Cowboys. No. Tyron Smith is out. We have nothing.
Nope.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
There's no depth. There's no...
And then your man Jerry come out talking about the offense is gonna run through Zeke.
Offense is gonna be fine. We're gonna run the ball through Zeke. Zeke, you ain't run the ball through Zeke in 3 years.
But if your offensive line is
compromised,
how you gonna run the ball?
How you gonna run the ball?
Listen, you know me. I've been dealing with this with the Giants forever, bro. The O-line for the Giants, Saquon can't get the ball for more than 2 seconds without getting hit in the backfield.
He got to be Barry Sanders back there.
Yeah. So I know, I feel your pain. Trust me, I feel your pain.
This bothers me to no end because, losing Amari Cooper, I didn't really care about that, right? But the receiving core, suspect. Michael Gallup not coming back until maybe week 2, week 3, maybe week 4, right? So we got all these new guys here.
Yeah.
Noah Brown hasn't caught a touchdown. He's been in the league like 9 years. Like, what are we doing?
And your man, your star corner is getting burned in training camp.
Listen, there's too much access. People don't need to be watching my man Trayvon Diggs getting burned.
Listen,
right? It's bad.
I know it's terrible.
It's
it
bad.
happens. It happens, man. It's practice. It's training camp. You don't know what happened. He could have been just looking in the backfield at that play or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Anything can happen. Anybody can get burned at any point in time. It's not a game. It's not game focused. It's just practice. But it's still not a good look.
It's not. But this whole thing, it's just like, there's nothing to look forward to this season.
Yo.
There's nothing. As a Cowboys fan, I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing to look forward to this season because I am not a Dak fan. I'm not a Dak fan. I am not a Dak fan. And you got these people talking about that he's a candidate for MVP. Where? MVP where? On this team?
I don't know. In a different league, maybe.
Maybe on Earth too.
But listen, you got Dak, but imagine going into your camp with Daniel Jones as your starting quarterback.
Mr. Better use my strong hand.
Yo, listen, man. And I'm not one of those that I hate on Daniel Jones.
Right.
Bro, he's had 4 head coaches in 4 years.
It's rough. It's been rough.
He's had 3 offensive coordinators in 4 years.
Yeah.
Like you can't expect somebody to become better when you're changing the offense every single year.
Oh, that's facts.
But at the end of the day, it's still year 4 for him, and you still don't know what he is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like your whole thing with the injuries is the same thing we're going through with injury. And just in camp alone, there's been 35 Giants either held out or put onto the PUP list.
Wow.
35.
Yeah, that's crazy. We're going to talk about this a little bit more. We're going to dabble into the Giants because I really want to ask some questions about the Giants after the break.
Yo, it's your man DJ G Money from that Flip the Script podcast. You see it? We in the studio right now. Flip, shut up. Yeah. Oh, listen. Shout out to the All Even podcast. My man Barry Grant Jr. What's up, man? What happened? What you want to say to the people?
Shout out somebody else's podcast?
Yeah, don't make it the joint. What's up?
All Even.
All Even podcast.
Yo, it ain't even up here, boy. We put this, what's up, man? All Even. Yo, oh my God. What's up with you, man? Now that's a shout out. You keeping this?
Yeah, keep all that. You want to jump
All
in the
Even
camera?
podcast, right?
Yeah, All
Shout out
Even.
to All Even podcast, right? All Even? That's your man?
My man.
All right, shout out to All Even podcast.
100%. He cool. Is he cool? Let me see. Is he cool?
Yeah. G. I shout him out, G.
He cool, man.
Welcome back, y'all. So we were talking about your New York Giants, right?
Unfortunately.
And you were saying that how, there's so many people that are injured, just like my Cowboys. Yeah. And, what is going on right now in Giants camp? Like, is this a training issue? Is this what seems to be the issue?
To be honest, I can't even I can't even call it because like a lot of it is just freak injuries.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Kayvon Thibodeau, like
Right. That
it was
wasn't
during the
his fault.
game. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? He was going to take on the block high.
Yeah.
Moss went low.
Yep.
Like in the future, he'll learn. You know, you got to put your hands out, kind of shuffle your feet back to when you take on blocks like that. But you know, it's just something that it's just snake bitten.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't
Like
avoid
just
it.
something that you can't do. Aziz Ojulari, the other pass rusher that they drafted last year, he was out for most of camp. He just came back, I think, last week against Cincinnati, and then he got hurt again and was carried. You know, he walked away. I heard he's getting better. I heard he's feeling better, and it's not too serious. But still, they had a fifth round linebacker. He tore his ACL. They had another offensive lineman that they just brought in. He tore his ACL. They had a 6'6" wide receiver, Colin Johnson, who's been balling out in the preseason, playing better than Galladay out there in the preseason.
That's not saying much.
It's really not saying much at all. At all.
That boy trash.
Oh my God. But yeah, he tore his Achilles. So like it's just been hit after hit after hit. Even the wide receiver from last year, you know, he hasn't really played yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got so many things going against you already to start the season. Like you just like I'm usually, you know me, I'm usually optimistic.
Yes, very.
I have no optimism for this team right now.
How many wins?
And see that's where I struggle because it all depends on how they come out.
Right.
If Daniel Jones is on his game, if the O-line plays like the way they should play, if Saquon is back to being Saquon, they could win 7, 8, 9 games. You know what I'm saying? But if
It's too many ifs.
If you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like if the O-line fails, if Daniel Jones keeps turning the ball over, if Saquon gets hurt again or
Right.
just isn't as productive as he was his rookie year,
Right.
then they're gonna win maybe 4, 5, 6 games, and then they're gonna be back at the top of the draft.
Now here's my question, right? And it would seem as though poor Daniel Jones he's just very unlucky right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the injuries continue and there's pretty much like a skeleton mass unit out there,
Yeah.
how are the Giants going to be able to evaluate this guy and say that is he not productive because of the lack of weapons?
Yeah.
Or is he just not good? Like they're in a tough spot to evaluate this kid right now.
Yeah.
They really are because it's at the point where it's either you pay him or you don't.
Right.
Right? So it's like, you know, where do you think the Giants are in regards to him? Do you think that they're sold on him, or is it really just like a wait and see type of
Nah,
thing?
it's definitely 100% a wait and see for
Yeah.
him. The good thing about him is that he's not somebody that if the Giants let him go, teams are gonna be like, "Yo, I want Daniel Jones."
no, yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
He gonna be somebody third string.
Yeah. If we don't sign him, he might get a backup job somewhere.
He'll probably
what I'm saying?
end up like Trubisky.
Right. Like
You know?
he'll
Yeah.
get a job somewhere. Like he won't be out the league.
Right.
But people aren't going to be clamoring for him. So that means he's not going to get a big contract or anything like that.
Right.
So you can always keep him.
Yeah, that's true.
You can always keep him. And then if you get high, like if the season goes to trash, that'll be better for you because this is supposed to be a good quarterback draft coming up.
Right.
Supposedly.
Yes.
So, you know, you never know. But I think with him, it's going to be just wait and see. But if he's terrible, Tyrod Taylor's just going to step right in.
Right.
And that's the difference that this year that we've had from previous years, because it's not only Daniel Jones that you got to evaluate. You got to evaluate Saquon Barkley.
Right.
You got to evaluate your wide receivers with Galladay, with Shepard, with
Right.
you know, all the new guys that you drafted. So there's a lot of other things that you need to see, and you can't have Daniel Jones holding you back.
Right.
From evaluating everybody else. So that's the difference between last year and this year, having an actual viable backup.
Right. Nah, that's true. That's definitely true. Like the two positions that you guys really have to, you know, make a decision on, like you said, is quarterback and Saquon. Like, even if Saquon has a bounce back year, say he has 1,500 yards from scrimmage, right? What is the contract that you give a guy like that? Because we've seen what Christian McCaffrey got. We've seen Dalvin Cook get paid. We've seen Derrick Henry get paid. Like, you can't invest too much into your running back situation right now because it's so volatile.
Yeah.
No matter how great a player is, there's not a lot of King Henrys out there that don't get hurt, and even he got hurt last year.
And here's the difference, and the big difference with Saquon is those guys all had multiple years of very high productive football.
Saquon hasn't had that yet. Yes.
His rookie year was the only year.
Right.
Everything else, he's always gotten hurt.
Correct.
And then other times when he wasn't hurt, the offensive line was so terrible that he was getting hit in the backfield as soon as he got the ball, or there's no holes for him to run. I don't care how great of a running back you are.
Right.
If you can't get any holes,
doesn't matter.
There's nothing you can do. You're playing at a disadvantage right from the jump. So with him, it's going to be interesting to see what the contract situation is. You might have to let him go.
Right.
You might have to. The only other thing you could try to do is you sign him and then you trade him.
Right.
If he has a great year, you can sign him like how they did with Odell.
Yeah.
You sign him and then you trade him to get, because if we're in a situation where, all right, Saquon's playing great, but we still need to, there's still a lot that we need to do to rebuild and everything like that, then it doesn't make sense keeping him on the team.
Right.
But you don't let him go for nothing.
Right.
So if he has value, sign him, and then you end up trading him.
Yeah.
Trying to get something back from him.
That's true, man. That's, I always said, me and you had disagreed on Saquon when he came out. I thought that he was a great talent. He is a great talent. I just never thought that he was an every down back. And because of his running style, and I didn't know that he was going to get hurt like this, but I just thought that he would need a complimentary back to be able to be the power guy and he can be the finesse guy.
Yeah.
I think that the Giants still need to do that. Like, don't try to make him the featured back. Give him a bruiser that they can be able to use for short yardage stuff.
Yeah.
And use Saquon in a way where you can be able to put him out in the slot. You can be able to use him in different ways to be able to have his playmaking ability on Front Street. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what they've been doing so far this year. You've seen that they've brought him out. They put him in the slot.
Right.
They have him going out of the backfield catching passes.
Right.
Like, they've done a lot more to try to get him involved. But they also do have some backups there that are pretty decent.
Good.
So, like, it's if they have to let him go or if he gets hurt, there's better viable backups that they actually have on the team right now that could actually show you something. I've seen a lot of guys that have some burst on the team right now. So it'll be, like I said, it'll all be whether or not how good he is, how productive he is, and everything like that. And we'll see where we go from there. But there's just so much on this team that needs to be evaluated that's the last thing you need to worry about as the running back.
That's very true. It's very lot of question marks, just like my Cowboys.
Yeah,
just like my Cowboys.
Yeah.
Now, if we're gonna stick to New York news, right? New York football news. This one's a joke. This one's an absolute joke.
Yeah.
Denzel Mims, wide receiver for the New York Jets, has asked for a trade. So, I know football. I know where Denzel Mims comes from. He was a solid receiver in college.
Supposedly.
Jets drafted him. I was like, this kid would have a bright future. But injuries happen, right?
Yeah.
And when he has been on the court,
field,
he hasn't shown that consistency and that production.
Right.
So, like I say all the time, the way my brain works is that information goes in and it goes into this processing center.
Yeah.
And then I hear this stuff say, Denzel Mims request a trade. And I'm just like, who gives a fuck about Denzel Mims asking for a trade? He's no one.
Hasn't done anything.
And my thing is that then the Jets did one better. Not only was that news comedy, but what they said was comedy. Yeah, we're gonna look into every avenue. We're gonna see what we can be able to do. We just want equal value for Denzel Mims.
What is equal value?
What is equal value for Denzel Mims? You take a seventh and keep it moving.
Word. Like, for a receiver that has done absolutely nothing in the league, like, what do you
He showed nothing.
What are you expecting to get?
What value? Yo,
maybe
I heard that. I was like, man.
He saw KD, request a trade.
Right.
He probably had to sit down with him and say, yo, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna
shoot my shot.
I'm gonna shoot my shot, request a trade, yo.
Let's kind of like do some some behind the scenes conversations. I'm Denzel Mims and you my man, right? And I'm like, yo, you know, I don't like the way things are going here. You know, I think I need to do something. And then
Now wait, let me, for background for myself, am I sober?
you are the
Am I the good friend or a bad friend?
No, you are the enabling friend.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah,
got
you're
you.
the enabling
Oh,
friend.
100%,
Yeah,
I got
right,
you.
right. And I'm like, you know, I need to do something to get them to notice me.
100%, bro.
What you think?
You gotta let them know who you are.
You think this whole KD thing I can swing that?
Easily.
Cause I'm nice like KD, right?
What do you got? What does Katie got that you don't have?
Nothing. We in New York.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Same town. He probably, I live in Jersey. He live in Jersey.
I seen him at a couple
You know what I'm
parties.
saying?
You know what I'm
I've been in the arena with him. He been to the stadium with me.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm not even gonna call Joe Douglas. I'm just going to the office. I'm just going there. What you think about that?
Perfect play.
All right, cool. You know, so he probably went into Joe Douglas's office. Yeah, so listen, I demand a trade. Joe Douglas was probably eating a Subway sandwich and maybe spit up a couple of pieces of lettuce because he's just like, what? Where does this come from? You have not been healthy. We're trying to show you, you know, if you can be able to stay healthy, you have a role on this team. Where you want to go? Who's going to take you? First off,
Douglas probably called Rudy Johnson right after, like, yo, you want to hear the funniest
Yo,
thing I heard
like,
all season? Denzel Mims is requesting a trade, man. What?
he said, what do you sit down? Where you at? You want to hear a joke? You would
Oh
not
my
believe who
God.
came into my office today asking for a trade. Oh my goodness, don't tell me it's Wilson. No. Oh my goodness, don't tell me it's the other guy. What's his name? Sauce. No. Denzel Mims. Who? We have a Mims on our team? Like, who's this? Who's this guy?
Did y'all get him when I was overseas?
Yeah, like, was this something that happened when I was still messing with Trump? Like, I never heard of him. But send me some tape.
Oh my God.
Yeah, listen, the Jets will. I don't think they're gonna trade him. He's gonna sit right there, and they're gonna probably wait until the deadline to see what other deals are out there. Maybe a team is lacking some depth, and they may steal a trade. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for him to even request a trade is ridiculous.
Listen, I can kind of get his frustration because I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it was last season or the season before. I think they wouldn't play him. I think it was last season.
Was it?
And he was on the team, and I remember just listening to Jet fans. I don't watch any Jets games, but I remember listening to Jets fans and, like, you know, some of the ESPN broadcasters who were Jets fans and stuff like that, and they were just like, when is he gonna play?
Right.
And I never understood, and I thought maybe he was hurt or whatever, and they were just saying that he wasn't getting he wasn't grasping the offense.
Yeah.
Like, they were saying that his knowledge of the playbook wasn't where it should be. Right? So if that's the knock on you, you gotta prove to them
That you can
you can do it. You gotta go out there, and there's no way that they're gonna come out and say that the reason that they're not playing you is because you don't know the playbook.
They will never do that.
They're never gonna say that.
Yeah.
Because then it makes them look bad, because then they like, oh, you drafted a dumb wide receiver.
And also too, they don't want to embarrass you.
Right. But they were saying that, he wasn't grasping the offense. Like, his grasp of the offense wasn't there.
Right.
So that was part of the reason. And they on ESPN they have the coach every week.
Yes.
To do a weekly spot on there. So that's pretty much where I heard that. And so to have that come out about you, and I guess he's saying, why would you say it? You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's the reason why he wants to request a trade, and he's probably seeing, like, so far this year he hasn't gotten an opportunity yet.
And the rookie Wilson is tearing things up over there right
but
now.
like, it's also the season hasn't started yet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give it a chance.
The thing with me with a lot of these new athletes, Bish, is that they give up so quickly.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so easy to move on.
Yeah, like there's no I'm gonna prove you wrong
Yeah.
in regards to how you think about me.
Right.
You're paying me.
Yeah.
I need to kick ass in practice.
Right.
I need to make sure that I hammer down this playbook, and I need to start making plays.
Yeah.
If I do that and they're still not playing me, okay, cool. Now
Makes
I need to
sense.
move on.
Yeah.
But if you know that you're not grasping the playbook, if they know that you're not grasping the offense right, and you're getting mad at them because they're not playing you,
Yeah.
make it make sense.
Yeah. And it's not like when you did get your opportunities that you were
That you
killing
excelled.
it. You know what I'm saying? So if it would be a different situation, especially like we were talking about how there's so much access
Right.
in training camp and
Right.
stuff like that. So like if you were balling out in training camp, people would see it.
Right.
There'd be tape out there from
Absolutely.
a fan, from somewhere. It would be
To be able to
out
highlight
there
that.
to be like,
Absolutely.
yo, no, look, you could see I was balling out.
Exactly.
There's film of it. You could see
Exactly.
it. But if there's nothing like that out there, and they're not saying, oh, he's having a great camp and
Right.
blah blah blah, what are they supposed to do?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You got you in football. It's the main sport where working harder it can actually just get you on the field.
Right.
Going all out can get you on the field.
Right.
It's not like basketball or baseball where the skill is just so high that even if you work at it, you could just still be bad.
Right.
With football, just giving effort
Maximum
lot of times
effort, right.
can get you on the field.
Like
And
that, just like what they say about special teams, right?
Yeah,
You go all out on special teams.
Yeah.
You can make the team. You can have a place on this roster, and then they can reconsider you to start moving up the chain. There's a lot of people that have started on special teams and have turned themselves into great players.
Listen, that's the way that you break out in football, because like when I was going to college, and you know I was gonna I wanted to go to Stony Brook. I didn't get in there, so I wanted to walk onto the football team there or whatever. So I was about to go to City College for a year or whatever, JUCO or something, you know, just to buy the time for a year, because I know the transfer to schools is easier. So I'm about to go. I get a call from a coach. I'm like, yo, you know, I want to know if you want to come play for us. I was like, oh, that's cool. You got money for me? It's like, oh, yeah, we got a little package for you, you know, your tuition package. I was like, yo, sign me up. Sight unseen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I'll come.
Yep.
Sight unseen.
Money?
Yeah. Sight unseen. I was out there. And, you know, like, I get there, and me being naive, I'm like, oh, you know, if they call me, I didn't apply to their school. They called
me.
They seen me play. They know. You know what I'm saying? They want me to come out. So I get there. They also called like 20 other freshman linebackers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So you're way down the depth chart.
And then not only that is the starting linebackers, two were two were true freshmen, two sophomores, and the middle linebacker was a redshirt freshman.
Wow.
So it's like, and all of them 6'2", 6'3", 245 pounds, you know, solid.
Yeah.
But I knew it was going to be hard to try to overtake them.
Yeah.
But my way to get on was playing special teams.
Right.
And when I was out there on the field, yo, I go out there, I'm killing people on special teams.
That's right.
You know, taking people out, hitting tackle, blocking, or whatever.
Doing what you got to do to make
whatever
team.
you got to do. And that right there, that's what got me noticed.
Right.
Then after that, I go on to the practice squad, you know, giving the offense some runs sometimes. They be like, yo, we need somebody to give these guys a look. I'm going against, they had this one offensive lineman, 6'7", 325 pounds. I'm barely 6 foot, 245 pounds.
Yeah.
And I'm giving him work.
Right.
I'm getting by him. I'm pushing him in the backfield. Yo, the coach started going crazy. Who the fuck is this kid? Because he didn't even know. And that's what's
He didn't even know
crazy.
your name.
He the head coach. He didn't even know my name.
Right. Right.
Head coach, he didn't even know my name. But he's like, yo, keep doing what you're doing.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the way,
how you
and
get
that's how you get
recognized.
recognized
That's
when
how
you're
you get
playing.
recognized.
You know, for any team, it don't matter if it's high school, Pop 1 or college, NFL, whatever. If you work hard in football, you can get on. And if you're willing to do whatever,
Right.
and they see that, they'll give you a shot. But
Right.
he's probably not willing to do whatever. A lot of times people they're so used to being given everything.
Right.
Especially, you know, star players and stuff like that.
I ain't gonna lie. I gotta put the applause on. I gotta put the applause on because
You know, they're so used to getting whatever they want. And
Yeah.
it's been so easy for them coming up that the littlest bit of adversity, they can't handle it.
And that's, I was just about to say that too. It's the era that we grew up in. Like,
Yeah.
that's how we were taught.
Yeah.
Like, if the coach, if you're not getting playing time, you gotta bust your ass triple.
Yeah.
To make sure that you do what you gotta do. Not,
Yep.
oh, the coach doesn't like me and I'm gonna take my kid off this team. And what are you teaching the
Right.
kid? Now,
Right.
there's instances where, yes, there is an issue where the coach and the player are not getting along, right?
Right, yeah.
But that's not always the situation.
No.
It's about you just not wanting to work hard.
Yeah.
And you just want things handed to you. Like, they drafted you.
Yeah.
They expect you to live up to the contract that they gave you.
Right.
If you're not learning the playbook, if you're not busting your ass in practice, because that's the one thing about me. Whether it doesn't matter what sport it is. If a guy gets drafted or he gets signed, and then all of a sudden his playing time starts to diminish,
Yeah.
I don't look at the coach away. I look at the player away.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, what are we not seeing in practice
Right.
that the coaches see every day?
Mm-hmm.
We can be able to say, oh, this guy needs to play, but the coaches are seeing him every day.
Right.
They're seeing him probably not get separation.
Yeah.
They're seeing him maybe running the wrong routes and making mistakes on little out routes that he's supposed to know.
Right.
If he's not doing those things consistently, he's not going to play.
Right.
Period.
Yeah, and it's easy to tell whether or not it's really the coach or if it's the player, because
Right.
if it's the player, if the other players see him balling out in practice,
Somebody's gonna say something.
they're gonna say something,
Yeah.
and they see him consistently not
Right.
getting playing time. They're gonna look at the coach and be like, "Yo, why is he not playing?"
Right.
We all know, and it's not gonna be just one guy. It's
No,
gonna be everybody. They're
exactly.
gonna be like, "Listen, we need to win,
Right.
and he can help us win."
Right.
So if you don't have your guys fighting for you in the background like that,
Yeah.
more often than not, you're the problem.
I agree. I definitely agree. Moving on, this whole Aaron Donald camp fight thing.
Kerfuffle.
Why is this news?
Because it's a slow news week. It's the dog days of August.
Like, yo,
you know what I'm saying?
not for nothing though. The footage or the picture of Aaron Donald with the two helmets,
Yeah,
it's classic. Loved it.
amazing. I would get that framed if I
Yeah,
was him.
loved it. Like, if that was me, I would put that in his office.
That
You
would
know what I'm
be
saying?
in my house.
That was great.
Yes.
Because he was with it. Like, he wanted to knock somebody out.
Yeah. Listen.
But it's camp.
Yeah.
You got these big 300-pound people, Nicole, right? They're banging each other paws, right? That was foul.
Wow.
That was crazy.
Hey,
They're running into each other all practice.
Yep.
Tempers are flaring
In the high
August
heat.
Yeah. Like,
You know what I'm saying?
what do you think is gonna happen?
Yeah.
People are talking crap, they jaw jacking, they
Yep.
trash talking, grabbing each other, spitting on each other, stepping
Yeah.
on toe.
Yeah.
You gonna fight.
It's physical.
I think people fight in practice all the time in football.
all the time.
Doesn't it happen all the time?
It's because it's a frustration thing.
Right.
You're there. You don't want to. First of all, you don't want to be.
You don't want
there.
to be there. You don't want to do 2 days.
Don't want to do those.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even think they do 2 days
Right.
anymore. It's just you don't want to be there. You're especially if you're a veteran. You're just like, yo, I've done this already. You know what I could do. I don't
Right.
need to be here.
Yeah.
But you making me be here and go against these whippersnappers, and I gotta go bang heads and do all this and get tired in this heat.
And then they have the
joint practice.
The joint practices.
Yeah. So now you put me against somebody that not even my teammate, somebody
Right.
another team. I don't want to be
That I
here.
probably didn't even like anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Something happened last season or a couple seasons before. Now we in practice. Now this is
Yeah.
my chance to get you back.
Yeah. So it's just built up frustration. There's a lot of testosterone on the field.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Nobody
Like,
cares.
And
But
then we talking about. I heard a suspension. Like what? I don't need fines nor suspension. This is football. It's practice. It's not on the field right now. They working the kinks out. They getting all their anger out right now because listen, Aaron Donald is a guy that he doesn't back down from anybody.
Yep.
But for him to go this length, you
Yeah.
don't do this like that.
you know what that is too? Part of that is it's Aaron Donald.
So he needs to
So-
be a certain way.
No, not even that. If I'm a young kid on another team,
Right.
and I'm going up against Aaron Donald, the way I can make a name for myself is going at Aaron Donald
that's a good
and
point.
trying to punk Aaron Donald.
Right.
And trying to, you know what I'm saying? So when you're the big dog, everybody gonna try to test you.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So he's not the one to test.
Right.
He practices with knives. I mean, have you seen his training
I've
video?
seen it,
When
dude.
he goes up and he's practicing hand fighting, he literally has the guy have actual knives and he's not even wearing protective gear.
Yeah, the dude he's something
He's
else, man.
crazy.
Yeah.
So he's not usually the one that I would go and test.
Yeah, I would not do that.
But like, I always say that you gotta be a little crazy to play
Yes.
football to begin with.
Yes.
Something's gotta be a little bit.
I
You
tell
gotta
you
be a
all
little
the
bit
time.
wrong in the head to play football to begin with.
Couple of screws loose.
Yes. But So there's always gonna be that guy that's like, oh, I don't care if he practices with knives. I could take a knife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna take him out. I'm gonna show the world that I'm better than him.
Yeah.
And that's what it boils down to.
Yeah. Nah, that's definitely
Make a
true.
name for yourself at camp, and that way you can't get cut.
Yeah.
Try, because this is what they try. They fighting for. A lot of them is fighting for their livelihoods.
Yeah.
A lot of them is fighting for. They about to get cut soon.
That's true. That's true.
Final cuts happen in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So, in order to this is the last preseason game. So, in order to not get cut or to lose their job, go at the king.
Yeah, that's true, man. Listen, it's a nothing story for me, but we had to make fun of it and laugh
Oh,
at
of course.
it. So, but I do have something that I want to talk about after the break.
Yo, this is Cigar Gents and Gals. I want to give a shout out to my boy Barry for All Even Podcast. Keep doing your thing, bro. Killing it.
Welcome back, y'all. So, did you see my man? Did you see my man Terrell Owens out there whooping some kids' asses on that 40?
Oh my God, man! I couldn't believe when I saw it. I couldn't believe it.
48 years old and made it look easy.
Easy, and listen, man. That, like I said, it was probably the slowest 4-3.
It didn't look like 4-3
That was the
to
slowest
me.
4-3 I've ever seen, bro.
Yeah, they may have jumped it up a little
Might have
bit.
fudged the numbers a little
Yeah.
bit. Maybe it wasn't a 40. It was like
Right.
a 35.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
You know what I mean?
I don't know, but it was one of the that was one of the slow. But as a Giants fan, having to deal with Kenny Galladay,
Right.
I might take 48-year-old T.O.
Let me tell you
over
something.
Kenny Galladay right now.
over the wide receivers that we got in Dallas right now.
Oh my goodness.
Give me T.O.
Jesus.
He can still run like that? Nah.
And he's still in shape
Bro,
otherwise.
you see it?
He's still in shape otherwise.
The dude's jacked.
Yeah. That's never been T.O.'s problem.
I ain't gonna lie to you though. Like when you think about how his exit was in football, he could have played longer than he played.
Way longer.
And the thing is, for me, it was like T.O. has never been an issue in the locker room.
No.
But yet they portrayed him as this. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't like it, man. I don't like it.
But that's how it always is.
Yeah.
Because he's a wide receiver.
Right.
And, the diva wide receivers that they're gonna, they always get portrayed that way. So that was always his downfall.
Yeah.
It was doing the sit-ups in the driveway.
That was classic.
You know what I'm saying? It's the tantrums on the sideline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
even though Tom Brady does something like that, it's called passion.
Passion.
You know what I'm saying? But you got the wide receivers when they do something like that, they're in trouble.
divas.
They're a problem. They're
Yeah.
diva.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're egomaniacs.
Yeah, exactly. So, Odell doing what he used to do and stuff like that. Like
Antonio Brown.
right. So, it's just you have to read the room at certain times.
Yeah.
Right. So sometimes you gotta let the ego go.
Right.
And you gotta be able to just be like, all right, everybody, the only knock that they can possibly have on me is the off the field stuff.
Right.
Is the antics.
Yeah.
My production on the field
Speaks
is
for
always
itself.
there.
Yeah.
Hands down, it's always there. So you got to have the right people in your corner to help you step back and to check your ego to be able to prolong your career. Look at Melo.
Right.
Melo would be the perfect comparison to that. Melo was out the league.
Right.
Because they felt
It's the
like
perception.
the perception was
Right.
his ego was too strong and he couldn't handle not being the star anymore.
When
not
he
being
was
the number
never a
one.
locker room problem.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody in the locker room loved him. Remember,
Yeah.
Porzingis loved him in New York. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was one of the big reasons why he wanted to leave.
Only
after
person
they
he
got
ever
rid
had
of him.
beef with was George Karl.
Right.
That's it.
Right. Well, your man, Phil Jackson.
Oh, yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
You know,
And Mike D'Antoni too. Because but I think at that point,
it was personal.
they poisoned him. Because remember, Mike was there
Yeah.
in New York, and then when he went to Houston, he was there. But I think it was they poisoned his reputation so bad at leaving New York,
Absolutely.
that it made everybody be like, "Oh, he'll never take a lesser role
Right.
or whatever."
When that wasn't the case.
and that wasn't the case. But
Yeah.
part of that too is you got to check your own ego also.
It's true.
You got to be, and a lot of players especially players that were on top.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter if you are just a regular player. You know, you could handle getting a lesser role. But when you're on top, getting that ego check to say, yo, you're not the same, and we're not willing to take that risk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That is it's definitely word of mouth perception how they view you, man. You know what I'm saying? But you know, T.O.'s a Hall of Famer. Don't matter what they do to him now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and on top of that too, he's also a Hall of Fame social media guy.
Yeah.
Because that whole Karen video was great.
Oh yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
Absolutely great.
Handle it well.
She said, "You were speeding and came after me." He's like, how am I speeding and going to my mailbox? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Karen?
And then started crying at the end of the video.
On cue.
Yo, those videos always end in tears somehow.
On cue.
No, fine in the beginning of the video, but by the end of it, tears.
Tears.
It's all right.
He was coming after me. He's like, yo, your man is there. What you talking about me coming after you? Did you see that the video to go? He was in his neighborhood.
Going to his mailbox.
Going to his mailbox. And
his
some
mailbox.
Karen confronted him talking about he's speeding. Well, there's witnesses everywhere that said that he wasn't speeding. So as soon as the cops come, right, she calls the cops come, and here comes the waterworks. He's like, yo, he said, I didn't even know this was real. This is real, y'all.
Yeah.
This Karen stuff is real.
Even her husband was trying to get her.
Yeah, because he knew. He was like, oh, not again. Not again. Oh, my goodness. Remember what happened last week in Kmart? Oh, not again. Like, yo.
Oh, my God.
Here's another thing with that. Imagine being the person that has to be with the Karen.
But you know they've been beaten down.
Yeah. They're just defeated.
Yeah. If they stay, they've been beaten down. Yeah.
Probably don't even have the energy to leave.
No. Okay.
All right.
You know, put the head down.
Shoulder
this one.
This is how you know when somebody has like been through the ringer. This look right here when they go.
Nah, that's still a little bit of fight. It's when they just go, okay. When the head just goes straight down and the voice just changes.
Yo,
sit.
There's just no passion in the voice. Nothing. It's just all monotone.
It's gone. Everything's gone.
Jeez.
All hope.
All hope is lost. Yo, shouts to T.O., man. My guy still runs a 4.38, man. You know? Call the Cowboys. Call Jerry. He'll sign you.
Listen, I ran a 4.78, my fastest time.
Yeah, my fastest was a 4.37.
And like, it took everything I had to get to that 4.78.
Yeah.
Like, that was the hardest thing I ever did in my life.
Yeah.
And I was so proud.
Right. How much you think I run now? Maybe I run like a 6.9 with this knee.
Yeah, with that knee.
Yeah.
I'll give you a 5.5.
5.5?
I think I'll give you a 5.5.
You being kind. You being kind. You see me on the court recently.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm slow motion.
Yeah.
Slow motion.
Yeah.
You know what
You got
I mean?
to take some cues from what's his name, Slow-Mo and
Oh,
the Celtics.
Yeah, definitely.
The creative players.
Now, we're definitely going to get into this now. You know, I've been kind of trying to make sure that I gave you enough time to collect yourself. Because I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you now. These Brooklyn Nets, I've been bashing them on this show for weeks, right? Mr. Brooklyn Net is here.
Yes, I am.
Mr. Brooklyn Net is here. And all I want to say is, this is all I want to say before I even get into my spiel, is you, sir, are a piece of work. You are a piece of work. Because all of these weeks and months that have been going on, I know you, okay? You went on social media. You were like, please, guys, don't leave. And then when the news comes out, I knew he wasn't going to leave.
Listen. I never had a doubt.
Lies.
In my
Lies,
mind.
sir. Lies. Now, how do you feel right now? KD went through all of that nonsense, the drama. Drama is now quelled. The flames have been quelled for a little bit.
A little bit.
Do you think that this is a long-term fix, or is it just for this year?
You know how you know how at the end of the barbecue, you know, the coals look all ash and everything, the barbecue look done, but then when you move the ashes a little bit, you
It's still
see
some heat.
See a little fire, you see a little orange underneath there. I think we're at that point right now.
Okay.
I think Steve Nash has probably the hottest seat
Ever?
in coaching
Yeah.
in any sport.
Yeah. Right.
Any sport. he's got the hottest seat in the world right now. Because if they start off slow,
Oh, he's gone.
like without question,
If they start off like 10-7, he's gone.
that's listen. If they start off 5-5, if they start off 2-2,
Is it gonna be like when whatchamacallit got fired from the Cavs?
who
When Tyronn Lue got fired from the Cavs after Braun left?
oh my god,
Yo, it was like 3 games.
yeah, that was crazy. Listen, man, first of all, everybody and their mother could see that Steve Nash was thoroughly outcoached
Yes.
going up against Emi Udoka.
Correct.
I miss you, Emmy. But like, so to see him come back at the end, at the end of the season, you know, everybody assumed that he was going to be gone, and you know they started firing like assistant coaches and everything like that. Like, oh, okay, they about to bring in a new staff and everything, and then you know you get to Jacques Vaughn and Steve Nash, and you're just like, just wait, like, where's the
Any day now.
waiting for the report to come out.
Yeah.
Steve Nash has been let go, or they mutually agreed to part ways. You know what I'm saying? But it had,
they would have mutually agreed. To
mutually agreed.
They wouldn't have fired him.
No. So waiting for the report, and it's not coming. And then you just then the contract talk started happening with Kyrie, and it's just like, okay, we're not willing to give him a long-term extension. I'm like, okay, what are y'all doing right now? What are we doing as an organization? Like, you already went all in. You mortgaged the future to try to win a championship. You traded away everybody.
Everything.
You know what I'm saying? All the youth we had, all the draft picks,
All the assets, yep.
everything is gone. All you have are these two guys. So why are you not just giving him the deal? You'll be able to trade Kyrie. He's not like at the end of his. He's not 38. He's not 35.
Just turned 30.
He just turned 30.
Yeah.
So even if you give him the extension, everybody said Westbrook couldn't be traded. And he got traded twice.
Traded 3 times.
Yeah. Everybody said Chris Paul couldn't go anywhere. He got moved. You know what I'm saying? John Wall couldn't get moved. He got moved. So they always talk about these contracts like, oh, once you give them these big contracts, you'll never be able to get rid of. Nah, you can get rid of anybody. Anybody can be had, and anybody will be taken if you just attach the right assets to it. So why would you not? You had the contract on the table last year. You just rescinded it when the mandate happened.
Right.
So what changed now?
So do you think all of these things, the lack of firing Steve Nash, the fact that they didn't do that, the fact that they fired the assistant coach that he was cool with, the fact that Kyrie didn't get his deal, all of those things factored into Kevin Durant's decision?
Yeah.
But if my thing is this, if that all factored into his decision, why come back?
Because he also, I think, had an ego check. And I think Rich Kleiman probably went to him and was like, yo, bro, this is not going the way we thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
Like, you look at the deals that were being offered for KD.
The Celtics had the best package, and they weren't even willing to give the best package.
Exactly. They weren't even trying to give up Smart and Brown.
Yeah, the Grizzlies didn't want to give up Jaren Jackson.
Well, the Grizzlies are just crazy.
I mean,
you give up Jaren Jackson.
Yeah,
Jaren Jackson does not stop you.
Not
from
for a
getting
flight
KD.
risk.
Come on. Listen.
Not for a flight risk.
Listen.
He's a flight risk.
You put KD.
I understand
with
that.
Ja Morant.
I get that.
Baines. And all of them dudes over there. Yo.
But Kevin Durant would have got to Memphis, and he'd have been like, yeah, I don't like this place. So I want to go. Like, you trade all this stuff. He's like, yeah, I changed my mind. I don't want to go there.
Listen, man. Like, the problem with it is, yes, also, one, KD is like, what, 36, 37 years old?
No, he's turning 34.
34, that's why I'm 34. He's getting older.
Yes.
He hasn't played a full season since he was in Golden State, maybe.
It's been,
Since he was in Golden State, maybe.
I would say even before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he started breaking down his last few years in Oklahoma City.
Right. So you're not getting full season KD. You're getting a great KD. Don't get it twisted.
He's buckets.
Buckets. He's balling out. He plays defense. He plays with passion, but he's up there. And he's still after an Achilles tear. He had a knee issue all last year. You could see it every time he would go up for a layup or he'll land away. You'll see him playing with his knee. He also hurt his shoulder last year.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff going on. Like part of the reason he played the way I think the way that he played, the way he played against the Celtics, it wasn't only that they were doing something that he's never seen before.
He was broken down.
He was broken down because PJ Tucker did the same thing like him in the Bucks series.
Yeah,
and he was giving buckets.
But remember when we went to the Nets game that day?
Yeah.
Well, I think they played Golden State.
Golden State, yes.
And I was asking you, I said, is this the offense that they run all the time? And you were like, pretty much.
Yes.
And I'm like, he's not gonna last the season playing like that.
No.
I saw it that you cannot play like that all year long.
Right.
Can't.
And see that's where I gotta ask the question: how much of that is Steve Nash, and how much of that are the players wanting to do their own thing?
Right. Because the thing is, like, from the outside looking in, it looks like Nash calls no plays.
Right.
It looks like it's just pick up basketball.
Right.
Whoever gets the ball, do whatever you got to do, and we're coming down to play defense.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, I thought that Steve Nash, being the basketball savant that he is, would have a nice offensive wrinkle, whether it's off the D'Antoni tree or not. I was expecting something to look very similar offensively. I don't see that.
See, and that's why I said it depends on. I want to know how much of it is Steve Nash and how much of it is the
you
players.
Should know. You a Nets insider, man. You should have this information.
But listen, I have my sources, but I don't. No, I'm just playing. No, but like it, because when I used to watch last season when Harden was trying to fumble his way out of the team, you could tell he wasn't passing like he did last year.
Right.
He wasn't running the pick and roll the way he did last year.
A lot of lazy play.
And people at the beginning tried to make it about the fouls, and that's part of it. Probably couldn't get into his same rhythm. But you could also see when he sat down and the younger players came in, they ran a completely different offense.
Right.
So, and there was a lot of movement, and there was a lot of other things.
So
he wasn't running the plays. And I think that's part of the reason. If you look at it now, everybody was like, oh, he left because of Kyrie. But he was just playing pickup with Kyrie this week.
Right.
2 days ago.
They're cool.
KD and him, pickup.
Right.
Birthday party.
Right.
In London now.
Right.
But before.
Yes.
Like, they seem to be together this whole summer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what was the real issue? Could it be him butting heads with Steve Nash? Also, I think he always just wanted to get out to Philly.
Yes, he
wanted to get a quick ring.
Yes.
That first year, and then
he always wanted to go to
Philly with his mans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's part of it. But when you did see him come off the floor, you would see the offense ran differently. It looked completely different.
But here's my question to you now, Pete, is that KD and Kyrie got Atkinson fired.
Okay.
Right? KD and Kyrie now bring Steve Nash in. They're having issues with Nash now. Mm-hmm. How many coaches do they get to fire? Like, until you got to look at them and like, listen.
Honestly, you know how many ever it takes to win a damn championship.
That's crazy.
No, it's not. No, listen. You're looking at this as a Laker fan.
Yes.
Who has 17 banners up there.
But we have our own controversies over the years.
Yeah, and y'all also have fired coaches
Magic
at the whim of the players.
Magic Johnson got whatchamacallit fired.
Uh-huh.
But
Kobe got people fired before too.
No.
What?
No. Who did Kobe get fired? Who? No coaches.
D'Antoni, Mike Brown?
Nah, Kobe was hands off at that time.
Stop it.
He was hands off.
Kobe has never been hands off anything.
Bro, he was hands off those years.
Stop it.
He was at the tail end of his career. Remember, he had tore his Achilles that season. He was done.
Listen.
Do what you want.
Listen.
Do what you want.
Listen. Like I said, you are coming at this as a Laker fan who has multiple NBA championships.
Yes, I'm watching
as
the dumpster fire.
As a Nets fan, I just want one.
You ain't gonna get it.
Listen, I just want one. And I don't care who has to be ran over for me to get to this championship. That's all I want to see. So if Steve Nash has to go and he can go enjoy some TikToks with his kids and play soccer.
That was his downfall for me, too.
And play soccer in Manhattan on the weekends. Go ahead. Have at it.
That's when people loved him. When he was just doing that.
Have at it.
Yeah.
Do all that. But I don't care who. Listen, the Atkinson thing, fine. You want to say they got him fired? That's fine. I also remember when Atkinson was here, and you remember I used to complain about Atkinson all the time.
But he was a good coach.
He's a good coach to build a team up.
Yeah.
He's not the coach. Listen, I always say this. If he was such a great coach, why has he only been offered one head coach job in the past 3 years?
Because the reputation, right?
No, he's been interviewed. The Knicks interviewed him.
Right.
The Charlotte interviewed him. He's been interviewed all over. Got one job.
Because Atkinson don't take no shit. That's
One
why.
job.
He don't take. He go into that interview and say, "Listen, this is what y'all not gonna do to me. Right? This is what I'm gonna do. This is the type of offense. And if you got a GM, I don't want to speak to him, get him out of my way. I just want to coach the team." And they're like, "All right, thank you. Have a good day."
Listen,
That's what happens.
people forget. Atkinson's offense was D'Antoni's offense.
Yes.
And D'Antoni's offense is layups or three-pointers.
Correct. No
You
mid-range.
can't run that offense with KD and Kyrie, two of the best mid-range shooters ever
fair.
in the NBA.
That's fair.
So if I'm coming in there and I'm saying, "Yo, coach, I gotta take the mid-range," and you telling me no, like, yo, Marks,
This guy
he gotta go.
got
He gotta
to go.
That's it. Now, a big misconception is that Steve Nash was KD and Kyrie's hire. He wasn't. Kyrie wanted Phil Handy.
Oh, okay.
The Lakers wouldn't allow him to interview.
Damn right.
Right?
We'll never get rid of him.
Lakers. Exactly.
We
Yo,
never
you
get
don't
rid of
understand the clamoring. You see the way that y'all were trying to ask for Kyrie?
Yeah.
The way Laker Nation was clamoring for
Yes.
Kyrie. That's the way Nets world was clamoring for Phil Handy every year.
And
son.
we just gave him an
Every year.
extension. too.
Exactly. And
We're never getting rid of him.
we almost had a memorial service when he got his extension.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
He's going to be one of those coaches that will never get permission to go
oh
anywhere
yeah,
else.
never. So Kyrie wanted Phil Handy.
Yeah.
KD wanted Ty Lue. But according to School B, who gives out great information about the Nets, he was saying that, that Ty Lue would have to, he spoke to KD and he was like, "Yo, I would have to sit down and talk to Kyrie because, they had a little
what happened
they had a little
Cleveland.
issue
Yeah.
in Cleveland." So he was like, "I don't know. As long as he's cool with it, I'm cool with it. We can make this happen." And it never did. It never came to fruition. I don't know if they said the conversation never happened. I don't know if that's because he got offered the Clipper job or if Sean Marks just went ahead with Nash. But what people don't realize, him and Nash are like this. They're like best friends.
Yeah.
And he even said it. This wasn't the first time he offered Nash the job.
Right. Nash had turned it down several times.
Yes, Nash had turned it down before. And he's turned down other coaching opportunities. Even just to be an assistant, he had turned it down. But then I guess he finally saw this team and he was like, wait, this could be the thing.
You know what's crazy? Is that how my brain works, right? Is that all of these calls were coming in. Yo, Nash, you need to come be the assistant.
Yeah.
All these. I wonder if he gonna get these calls. I wonder if they gonna call him and say, "Yo, Steve Nash, what's up, man? You want to pull up?" Like, I don't think he's gonna get those calls, bro.
I don't think so,
So
bro.
those calls are gonna be null and void.
Null and void. So, like, going back to the original question, do I think everything is good? I think it's calm for now. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the team is good.
Yes.
The team is deep. All we need is get like a backup big.
Sean Marks did a good job putting the team together.
So like, you got KD, you got Kyrie, you got Ben Simmons.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Joe Harris is back.
Right.
You got Seth Curry.
Right.
Claxton's back.
Patty Mills.
You know what I'm saying? You got Patty Mills. You got TJ Warren, who the last time everybody seen TJ Warren, he was giving people 40 in the bubble.
You got the other dude from the Jazz.
Royce O'Neal. Who's a good 3-and-D defender, 3-and-D guy.
Right.
So, like, you have a decent squad. And then you still, you got Cam Thomas, got Day'Ron Sharpe, you got Kessler Edwards, you got some young guns that's coming up. So it's a nice, well-balanced team. We still got 2 roster spots. They're probably looking for a backup big, and maybe a wing, maybe a front court player. But this team hasn't been better than it is.
I would agree. I think this is the best roster that you guys have had, not talent wise, but just how the pieces can fit together.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I mean, listen, for me, I've always said that KD, no matter what you give him, no matter what situations you put around him, he always just looks miserable. Like he's never happy. And it's like, this is his franchise. They want him to be here. They want to give him everything. And he still tries to pull certain power moves that he doesn't have to. I think if you would have had a conversation with them about certain things that he wanted to see, and they say, all right, KD, we take everything that you're saying into consideration. Let's see how the season unfolds. And if he didn't see those things transpire, because think about it. First year, he didn't play.
Right.
Second year, they
get to the second round of
they
playoffs.
get to the second round of playoffs. That things happen, right?
Yeah.
We still don't know what these Nets are.
And
so for him to push the reset button so quickly.
But see, that's where it's been such a crazy 2 years. And it's just so the time that it's happened has made everything so weird.
Yeah.
Because we're in the middle of, it was the first year that he played was the first year was that he didn't play yet, shortened season because of COVID, go to the bubble.
Yep.
Then the next year, just COVID rampant. Everybody's getting sick. It's a shortened season.
Yep.
And then last year, mandate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you look at Steve Nash, he's never had a full team.
Right.
You look at KD, he's never had a full team. So it's just like they haven't had a good recipe for success. And you want to see a regular season. There's no mandate this year. COVID, it looks like it's a regular, thing that you can overcome now.
Yep.
Just see how this goes.
Right.
But the thing is, you don't know if he went to Sean Marks and said, yo.
It's true. It's true.
At the beginning, like, yo, listen, we need to get Nash out of here. We need to improve coaching. We need to get things done. And he was just like, no, we already fired a coach for you.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
And I don't think he ever wanted to go. I think he was just trying to be
I
like,
think he was pulling the Kobe move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted to get the organization, put them on notice. Like, yo, listen, I signed a 4-year contract, but I could get up out of here too.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
I could get up out of here too and put the onus on the owner. Because if one of the big things that I found interesting when he did request a trade, he didn't request a trade to Sean Marks.
Right.
He went to the owner.
Yeah.
Him and Rich went and sat down with the owner and requested the trade.
It's interesting.
So that to me tells me that he probably went to Sean and was like, yo, Sean, you need to get your boy out of here. And he was like, nah.
Right. Well, listen, man, we're going to see how it unfolds, but we're going to talk about my Lakers after the break. Welcome back, y'all. So we were talking about your Brooklyn Nets, and you broke it down so elegantly about what's going on, and I see your point, right? I see your point on all those things, and I hope that Brooklyn, they get it together and they have a decent season. I still don't think they're better than Milwaukee, but I think that they would give Boston a run for their money with this current team.
I think they could beat anybody in the East.
I mean, given, yes, but Giannis is.
Yes, but Giannis is going to get his. But the main difference, and it's going to hinge on him, is Ben Simmons.
That is true.
If Ben Simmons can be the Ben Simmons of old, he's not going to stop Giannis, but he's going to make him work.
He's comparable physically.
Yeah. He's going to make him work.
Yeah.
And he gives the Nets something that they never had, which was a
lockdown defender.
A lockdown defender, one. A great distributor.
Yeah.
Nobody has distributed more open three-pointers, has created more open three-pointers than him since he's been in the league.
Right.
Which is crazy to think about.
Well, him and Braun, I think.
No, it's him. He's number one. It's Ben Simmons. Since Ben Simmons has been in the league, he's created more open three-pointers than any other player in the league.
Okay.
And then he gives you somebody who's really athletic and can attack the rim.
Yes.
The Nets haven't had KD. Like, KD can attack the rim, but he's not that anymore. He's not the KD of old dunking on people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think having him. So you think about that. So instead of having KD guarding Giannis, Now you got Ben guarding Giannis.
Right.
Now KD's on Middleton.
And that's a good matchup.
A whole different ballgame.
That's a good matchup. I
You know
would
what
love
I'm
to see
saying?
that. I'd love to see
So
that.
I think we match up better with this team. And then you can put Royce O'Neal on what's his name? The guard.
Holiday?
Holiday.
Okay.
Instead of having Kyrie have to guard him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, there's things that you can do.
Yeah.
Celtics, I think we can match up better with the Celtics too. Because now you don't have Patty Mills and Seth Curry guarding Jaylen Brown.
Right.
That's never going to work in any world.
That's true.
So, and then you also forget Joe Harris is back.
Yeah.
Who's another 6'6", wing that's going to give you size and give you effort and give a sharp shooter.
Right.
Career over 40% 3-point shooter. So I think they can beat anybody in the East. It's all a matter of coaching and how it comes together.
Yeah. I think you guys, like you said, I think you guys have a legit shot. You guys have a legit shot. If everything breaks well, there's no injuries.
Right.
If people don't start saging down the building and decide not to want to come to work,
Listen, the sage cleanses. The sage cleanses
whatever.
everything.
Okay, whatever you want to talk
It
about.
worked in the Celtics building.
Whatever. Okay, whatever. But I think Brooklyn, realistically, they do have a shot. For me, I still have Milwaukee over them, but we're going to see how it plays out. It's the NBA season.
Listen,
so
they
we'll
want to
see.
chip. We can't. I can't put them over them if they want to. You know what I'm saying? So, but we can compete.
But moving to the West Coast,
Coast to coast.
I am a happy man right now. I am.
Are you?
I am.
Okay.
Listen, we were mad that the whole Kyrie thing didn't happen, right? Kyrie's no longer on the table. He's going to stay in net for this season.
Oh, it's not. It's not still posturing.
No. There's no posturing.
Because that's what all the Laker fans,
it's all done.
Laker
It's all
spaces was. Oh no, it's just
It's
posturing.
possible that we may get him in the offseason after this season, but I can't worry about next season. Next offseason. I don't care about that. What I care about though is the end is near, Peter. The end is near for Russell Westbrook.
Oh my.
The end is near. The end is near, Nicole. I feel it. When I woke up this morning, it was just like a sense of happiness, of joy, because although I hate Patrick Beverley, hate him, having Patrick Beverley is a better option at point guard than Russell Westbrook is. Better fit, better defender. He's a dog. He's a role player. He understands his role. He knows exactly what he's here to do. Mm-hmm. Russ, on the other hand, still thinks that he's going to go out there and get triple-doubles. Yeah. So there's a report and there's rumbling saying that the Pacers, they want our 2 draft picks for two first-round draft picks for 27 and 29. They will take Russ as a salary dump, and we may get Buddy Hield and we may get Turner. Man, oh man!
This definitely sounds like a Laker report.
No, it's not. It's not. There's something to this.
This definitely sounds like a Laker report.
So you don't think it's real?
That sounds like a terrible trade.
For who?
For the Pacers.
Pacers are trying to clear house.
Are they?
Turner doesn't want to be there anymore.
Well, I mean, they've been trying to get rid of Turner.
Yeah. Buddy Hield wants to be a Laker. We all know this.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That way he was supposed to be a Laker last season.
Uh-huh.
You know what happened.
Yeah.
Rob Pelinka just...
Oh, it was Rob?
It was Rob.
It wasn't the commission that set up at Braun's house?
It doesn't matter.
And had a meeting?
But listen, Rob is the guy that says yes or no.
Uh-huh.
And he said yes.
Uh-huh.
But whatever, okay? Even if it was Braun, and I'm not going to say that, Braun. You are not to blame, okay? Even if it was, okay? We're going to speculate, right? Even if it was. Mm-hmm. The end is near. Because you can't keep Russ on this team. I can't see Russ coming to camp. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it would be the most beautiful thing to see Russ and Patrick Beverley in camp going at each other. Oh, my God. Watching the sideline huddles of Russ and Patrick Beverley would bring me so much joy.
But Pat Bev would be fine about that, though. I think Russ would be the one to have the grudge.
I could see Patrick Beverley turn into Russ and just clapping in his, clapping in his face real hard. Yo, I would love it. I would love it.
But, all right.
Listen, all jokes aside, I think, to be honest, it would be good for him because
So what? Keeping Russ?
Yeah, only because, hear me out. Y'all are terrible shooters.
Yes.
Y'all. I don't know if you know this, but Patrick Beverley is now the best 3-point shooter on your team career-wise. He shoots career 37%
Yes.
from 3-point land. Yes. You realize he is your best 3-point shooter on your team.
Yes, he is.
Now, having that next to Russ.
Well, him and Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn is a decent shooter too.
Yeah, but Russ. I mean, but him is he literally statistically.
Yeah.
He's the best 3-point shooter on your team.
Yes, agreed.
That is crazy.
And he's not even really like a big
No.
time knockdown
No.
shooter. I mean, over the last 3 or 4 years,
He's gotten better.
He's gotten better. Yes.
But like to think so, part of Russ's game and LeBron's game for that matter is getting the ball to
Open shooters.
So having Russ being able to go downhill, and distribute the ball and try to get his triple double, that could help you. The problem is, can Russ remember how to make layups?
But you say
that is the question.
But you say going downhill. Yes, he can go downhill. But you know what happens when he goes downhill? You know when people are going downhill and they're running down an actual slope, and then they fall, they trip on something, and they just continue to just roll into the street. That's who Russell Westbrook is. There's no stopping.
The court is sloped for him now.
He can't stop and make a layup because he has the worst hands I've ever seen for a point guard. Yeah. He can't. I've never seen anybody shoot layups like that. Like he's never on balance. Yeah. There's no strategy on putting the ball to the rim. He needs to call Kyrie and say, "Yo, how do you do this?" And then Kyrie gonna be like, I can't help you, fam.
Yeah.
You don't have the hands for it.
Nah.
He doesn't have the finesse.
No,
you
he
need
doesn't have
finesse
that.
to be able to make layups.
Which is crazy because Phil Handy
can't help Russ. Phil Handy can't help Russ.
Said he is like the point guard genius.
He can't help Russ.
And that's why I never understood that because I've never seen a person hit the side of a backboard more than Russ did last season.
Or airball.
And it's so crazy because anytime he would get the ball, you can audibly hear the crowd groan.
Yeah. If you didn't know this, right? Laker fans, when he was open and shot a 3, they would go, "No!"
Yes, you could hear it.
Everybody in the crowd will go, "No!"
You could hear it, and it's so crazy because, like, y'all fans are loud and passionate, right? So you can hear everything, and wherever y'all go, y'all are gonna be the majority of fans in the arena more often than not. So anytime you watch the Lakers play and you see him about to shoot or just have him with the ball in his hands, the groans that come from the crowd, it's unmistakable.
Bro, listen, as a fan of the team that I've been since I was 4 years old, I think last year was the hardest year watching my team. I couldn't do it.
Even over the D'Angelo Russell here?
Yes.
Wow.
Because those were kids. You can be able to, they're growing, they're learning how to play, they don't understand being professionals. You can deal with that, right? Yeah. But seeing this guy on your team that I told everyone, you know me.
Yeah.
From day one, I said if they put him on this team, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I had friends tell me, "Yo, but you got triple-double, man." I said, "Yo, triple-double is the most nothing stat in basketball history. It means nothing."
Now, yeah.
It doesn't equate to wins.
No.
It does nothing.
No.
So it's like that to me was just like, yo, y'all not watching basketball.
Yeah.
This guy's been in decline for 7 years. 7 years Russ has been in decline.
Yep. It puts into perspective KD's unhappiness.
Yo, I empathize with the dude, man. I don't like KD, but with that, I was like, I'm with you.
You think about all the years that he's dealt with Russ. And that was when Russ was
10 years, bro.
And that was when Russ was good.
Yeah.
So you look at Russ now and how he's still the same bullheaded, demonstrative Russ, right? Can't tell him nothing now. And he's not even playing good.
Right.
So imagine when he was at his peak powers.
Man.
With KD.
That's why, listen, the one dude that I know that has always been spot on about Russ, Skip Bayless. Skip I was talking about going back like 10 years. Skip Bayless has always said the same thing about Russ.
Yeah.
And Skip was like, told y'all, like, this is who he is. Like, so going to your point, Phil Handy could never get through to Russ.
Yeah.
It wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Wasn't gonna happen.
He's another one that he's gonna have to get to that point where he humbles himself.
I honestly believe, Pete, that after this season, I can't see a team signing Russ.
Come on.
I can't.
Michael Jordan still owns a team in the NBA.
Yo, I believe it when I see it.
Michael Jordan.
Because if you sign
owns
Russ,
a team in the NBA.
if you sign Russ, you're signing him with the notion that he's going to start. That's his mindset.
Yeah.
You can't sign a guy like that because like, all right, we got different plans for you, homie. We got different plans for you. So, you know, moving on. I don't want to spend too much time on the Lakers because
wait. We didn't talk about your favorite player.
Who's that?
Anthony Davis.
I don't want to talk about him.
Why not?
What are we talking about him for?
What do you mean? You got a new season. There's hope.
Hope for what?
He's healthy now.
All right. Realistically, I think Anthony Davis is going to have a bounce back season. I think last year he had freak injuries.
Okay.
You know, somebody rolled up on his foot.
Right.
Some ankle and all that. I can't blame him for that.
Okay.
I can blame him for coming into the season too bulky. We spoke about that.
Yeah.
He put on too much weight.
Yeah.
But he's slimmed down.
Okay.
He's in the lab with Lethal Shooter this entire summer. He's putting in the work. So I need to see how it's going to translate because like everybody, I've heard Phil Handy, I've heard Darvin Ham, I've heard LeBron. They want to run the offense through Anthony Davis this year. So I think that's the best way going forward to run the offense through him because he's a dominant player. When he's on, he's one of the top 3-4 players in the league, right?
Yeah.
But can we get 65 games out of him? If we can get 65 games out of him, the Lakers are going to be fine.
Right.
We get 45 games out of him, we're not going to be fine. Especially if we have to keep Russ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You need him to be what he was in the bubble.
Exactly. We have to have him at least play 65 games. If we don't have that, we're gonna be down there with the play-in games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because the West is tough.
loaded, dude.
You got Golden State,
Memphis,
Denver. Utah dropped.
Yeah.
All right.
Phoenix
is still there.
Right.
New Orleans is coming up.
Right.
You still got who else is over there?
Dallas.
Minnesota. Dallas. So that's 7 right there.
Yeah. I don't see any of those teams that we're overtaking if we struggle in regards to injuries.
Yeah.
Like we'll be there 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
If things don't break the way it needs to break. So we'll see, man. If we can get this Buddy Hield trade, then we're in a different stratosphere. But we keeping this team.
What's the over under you think on this Buddy Hield thing actually being legit?
75%.
And coming to
75%.
All right, so how confident do you think it's going to happen?
15%.
No faith in Rob? Come on.
Rob is thinking about bringing back Schroeder.
Oh, God. Yo, I was in the spaces the other day and they was talking about that and they were trying to convince themselves of a Patrick Beverly and Schroeder point guard 10.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you though. I remember when the Schroeder deal happened, right?
Yeah.
What did I say to you? I like it if they put him off the bench.
Right.
He's a good bench guy.
Yeah.
He's not a starter.
No.
So if he has a bench role coming back to the Lakers, I don't hate it.
Right.
I don't hate it because that's his role. He can be able to come off with the second unit and do what he has to do. But as a starter, they forced that and they destroyed the chemistry. So him coming back as a role guy, okay. I can take Pat Bev and Schroeder. I can sign up with that. Listen, give me anybody that's not Russell Westbrook. Anybody.
I'm just my last thing about. I'm sorry, you talking about your Lakers, but how do you feel about THT being gone?
I'm happy.
Okay,
absolutely happy. Because the thing is with him, if you're gonna keep Russ, you couldn't play him. Him and Russ can't play together because THT needs the basketball in his hand.
Okay,
he's not a great shooter. Okay. He's a 26% 3-point shooter career wise.
Okay,
He's not somebody. He's a driver. He's not a great defender. You can't have both of those guys on the court at the same time.
So how do you feel about the fact that they were unwilling to get rid of him before when you could have had a better player in return?
I don't want to talk about it.
You okay?
Oh, there's two things that I want to throw Rob through a wall for. The first one was that you didn't trade THT for Kyle Lowry when we should have got him that year that we lost to Phoenix.
Yeah, that would have helped y'all.
Right. We would have won that series if Kyle Lowry was there.
Yeah.
The second one was you chose THT over my man. You chose THT over the Bald Mamba. How?
I never understood that.
When he wanted to come back.
I never understood
and
that.
You could have had both of them.
Yeah.
All you had to do was just pay the luxury tax.
Pay the luxury tax.
And Jeannie was like, nah. So we pinching pennies in LA now. We the Clippers. Oh, we're not even talking about the Clippers of this age. We're talking about the Clippers when Sterling used to own the Clippers.
The dregs.
The dregs. We penny pinching and we the Lakers? We worrying about luxury tax?
I can't.
And you could have had Caruso? Could you imagine
son.
Caruso and Patrick Beverly right now?
With Braun playing
Oh,
defense too. And
man.
AD.
Come on, son.
And AD.
You talk about the best defensive backcourt in the league.
Your team defense would have been amazing.
Bro, that's what we won the championship on.
Yeah.
Defense and chemistry.
Yep.
That's what we won on.
And y'all had to get rid of what's his name too to get in the trade they tried to
KCP.
Stanley Johnson. I'm talking
Stanley Johnson. I mean,
Another defender.
well, the report was that he wasn't going to play. He wasn't in Darvin-Ham's rotation.
But
Yeah.
I mean, y'all didn't even get to training camp yet. You can't even know what.
Nah,
his
they
rotation is.
they already said that he wasn't even in the plans.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't even in the plans. So trading TH that doesn't bother me.
Okay.
Neither of them bother me because Patrick Bev is an expiring contract, and it works. It works for the timeline of what this current team is.
Okay.
We not worried about developing no young people. We don't need no. Give me the old heads that can still play, and let's make a run at this championship.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? Like I can't watch THT go to the basket on the left side and lay the ball up with his right hand every time. I've never seen the man use his left hand. Never. I've never seen it. Never seen it.
He's just trying to confuse people. You think I'm gonna go with my left?
I mean, he can confuse people in Utah now. That's fine. I think he's gonna do well there, though. I think he's gonna.
I think he will. Everybody at least Lakers does.
Yeah,
well.
he's gonna do well. Exactly. We draft well, and they develop somewhere else. That's fine.
It's like the Knicks.
Yeah, it's not wrong. No, we're better than the Knicks.
Well, no, I just mean as far as players leaving and being better.
Well, because the thing is, we have a thing where we don't develop young people.
Yeah,
we need stars. We need guys to win championships. We're not in the development business.
No.
We're the Yankees. We're not the Marlins. You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
What do you think about Chet Holmgren getting hurt?
I think it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I think it was just a freak thing.
Yeah.
That could have happened
at
any point in time.
I think differently.
Okay.
I believe that guys that are that tall, that athletic, normally come with foot problems.
Yeah.
Now, the injury itself is freakish.
Yeah.
Right? But what's going to happen after this is I think he's going to develop foot problems. Guys that big are not supposed to move that way.
Yeah, and he's not even like super athletic or anything
not.
like that.
He's just long.
It's just when you're that tall, and he probably has huge feet.
Yeah.
So when you put pressure on it, the way when he did it, he stepped back.
Right.
So you think of KD had the foot surgery.
Yep.
Actually, Ben Simmons had the foot surgery. Brooke Lopez and Robin Lopez both had the foot surgery.
Ilgauskas had foot problems.
Ilgauskas, Embiid. You know what I'm saying? So when you're that big, moving the way that they do, you got to strengthen everything else.
Right. That's why Giannis is free.
Strain off. Yeah, Giannis is he's not from this planet.
He's a muscle.
Yeah, the way Giannis looked and like when he first came into the league, he was so skinny.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody be that skinny and put on the amount of muscle that he's put on and still sustain athletic ability.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, he's a freak.
Like we've talked about it before. You look at Anthony Davis was so skinny in college.
Right.
And I think a big part of his problem has been putting on the weight that he has put on.
Because his frame can't handle it.
Because his frame shouldn't be able to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Anthony Davis is a normal big man. Like,
Right.
he's a doofy big.
Right. He got the knock knees.
Yes, exactly.
His knees point
knees are-
inward. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
They
his
do the
knee-
little.
His knees look
Yeah,
like
it
this.
looks like that. Yeah, when he stands up straight.
That's how it looks. Yeah.
Yeah. He got the knock knees.
Right.
So
Giannis don't have that.
Nah, Giannis is built different.
He's just built differently, bro.
Yeah.
He was built for athletics.
Yeah.
He was.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis is just a doofy big man who's just but I think I honestly believe that hopefully they can be able to strengthen him.
Yeah.
And bulk him up and
Yeah.
strengthen those areas like you say. But if they don't, I just have this feeling that he's gonna have these foot problems.
He might, and he hasn't like the injury he had is a weird injury.
Yeah.
Because they even said it's not normally a basketball injury. It's
Isn't
normally
it a Liz Frank?
Yeah, it's a Liz
Yeah.
Frank. It's normally something you will see in football.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So usually in basketball you see the plantar.
Right.
But so it's gonna be a little bit weird. You're gonna want to see if he's gonna develop the fracture
Yes.
that everybody gets in their foot.
Correct. Because
That's the one
it
that's
heals
scary.
differently. It
That's
heals
the one that's
differently,
scary.
man.
So I mean, the only thing I can say is, I would ask you, do you think this is gonna affect how teams allow players to play in these pro-ams now?
I think it should.
Because like I feel like I've never seen this many pro-ams and players
Yeah,
playing
it's
them.
true.
This year felt crazy this year.
It's true.
It felt like so many people were playing in so many pros were playing in the pro-ams and all that.
I think what the NBA can do and what they have all the resources to do
Yeah.
is throw their own programs.
Yeah. But
Like-
I mean, that's what the summer league is supposed to be.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about like just for the veteran players that just want to run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they run with each other anyway.
Right.
Why not just
Yeah.
Why not just have it? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm sure they probably back some of them
Yeah.
too. Like I guarantee you, they probably back what's his name?
Drew
in
League?
Seattle. Yeah, the Drew League and
Oh,
all
and
that.
Crawford's joint.
Crawford's joint.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they back them, but it's just you can't have a player of his stature, second round pick, second overall pick.
Yeah.
Somebody who everybody knows who he is and is looking forward to getting hurt in pro-ams.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. The only thing that kind of it's okay for me is that it happened for NBA Transylvania.
Right.
Nobody's gonna give a shit about the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're fine. He'll be back, and
Yeah.
he'll be on the bench. People can see him, and then by next season he'll be back.
Yeah, they're not contending. So
Yeah, there's nothing that they're gonna miss. I think him maybe sitting out a year and bulking up will actually help him. Just
Yeah.
kind of, the only thing that because I think the speed of the NBA game was not a problem for him.
no.
He'll be fine.
He has the length to pause. He has the length to overcome that.
Right.
And that's what it was.
Right.
So I think he'd be fine.
Yep, I agree with you. So, we're gonna talk a little baseball, little Mets talk after the break. Welcome back, y'all. So, our Mets. It's been a good year. It's been a very good year. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yes. It feels like 2015.
It does. Like, I like this team.
Yes.
Edwin Diaz has grown on me. I used to hate him. Like when he
I mean,
came
how
here,
could you not though?
he was terrible when he got
Yeah,
here.
exactly.
It's bad.
Yeah.
So, shouts to Edwin Diaz. I love the intro. You know what I mean? The intro's hard.
Amazing.
I don't know if it's better. It's not better than Mariano Rivera.
Oh, nah,
but
it's not,
It's
but
close. It's close. It's close.
Yeah,
It's up there.
dope. It's
yeah,
dope.
Yeah. But what are your thoughts on the Mets this year? Like, what is your favorite? What is your favorite thing about this team? And do you think that we have a shot at getting to the World Series?
My favorite thing about this team is it seems like we finally got professional hitters.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, ever since Daniel Murphy was gone, and you know me, I never
you a big Murphy fan.
love Daniel Murphy, son. Love Daniel because he could hit, yo.
Yeah.
It didn't matter
He
what
had no
you
glove
threw at
when he
him.
could hit.
What you threw at him, the ball could be 3 feet off the plate.
Right.
He'll throw the bat, let it go. It'll connect and go into
Right.
the outfield.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I like a player that can and Marte.
Oh, yo, listen. We've been chasing after Marte for 4 years.
Yeah.
Literally. We've been trying to trade for Marte for 4 years. So we finally got him. The guy, he's
amazing.
He is more than advertised.
Yes.
Just professional hitter.
Yes.
Great defense, great locker room guy, great enthusiasm.
He just looks like an athlete.
Just looks like an athlete. Yeah. Yeah.
So like just seeing that, you got, Pete's hitting, Lindor is doing his
amazing.
thing.
Lindor.
People love to hate on him, but it's like, he comes through when he needs to.
Bro, I mean, think about it. He had a year last year. First year in New York. Mm-hmm. He's coming from a small market.
Yep.
He has this big contract.
Yep.
He's playing in a brand new league.
Yeah.
All of these factors. And the one thing that I loved about him.
And he had a terrible manager.
Right. Absolutely. Like Mickey Callaway. No, not
Rojas.
Mickey Callaway. Rojas. Yeah.
Terrible.
That dude, man.
Terrible.
I boycotted going to games because of him. You know what I mean? But the one thing that I liked about Lindor is that he fessed up to it.
Right.
And said, everything was moving too fast for me last year. Mm-hmm. And I need to be better.
Yeah.
I made mistakes, and I'll be better.
Right.
That's what you want out of your athlete.
And that's New York.
That's New York.
You know what
We're
I'm
going to
saying?
forgive you, dude. Like,
Yeah.
as long as you fess up to it and you play ball and you
Right.
play with passion,
Yeah.
can't nobody say that Lindor doesn't love the game.
Right. He don't dog it.
Yeah, he never dogs it.
So that's why, that's one of the things. The other thing is you can see the Cohen effect.
Yeah.
With,
yes.
With Max.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Bringing in Max.
That
getting
bag
Marte.
that he gave Max was amazing.
Crazy.
We would have never did that with
What?
the Wilpons.
With the Wilp? Oh,
Never. Max would have probably ended up with the Phillies or some other team.
Or the Yankees.
Or the Yankees. Yeah. They never got him.
So seeing that, they actually addressed the catcher.
Yeah.
They just look like a better run organization.
Absolutely. What are your thoughts about the Braves though? The Braves they hot on the ass right now.
Listen, the Braves are good, man.
They're very good.
Braves
Defending
are good.
champs.
You can't knock the Braves,
Yeah.
man. I'm just happy that what's his name ain't there no more.
Who, Chipper?
No, not you say Chipper, not
Oh,
Chipper,
Freeman?
Freeman, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Freeman used to kill
But
us.
they got Matt Olson. He kills us too.
I know, but I feel like Freeman being there too.
Freeman.
Been,
Freeman
what
was
I'm
the
saying?
Met killer. Yeah.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hate to see him come up in the lineup. Man.
Yeah, but he's on the Dodgers now. If we got to get to the NLCS, we got to see Freeman again.
I feel like it's like when Samson cut his hair. Him not being with the Braves took a little luster out of his game.
I don't know, man. That Braves team. I mean that Dodgers team. Man, every time I watch them, they just beating people up.
I'm just hoping, man.
It's. I think we have a chance. DeGrom looks amazing. Scherzer looks amazing.
Yes.
The rest of the pitching staff, Bassett is good. Walker's okay.
I like Walker, honestly. He defends his position amazingly, so I like Walker.
David Peterson, he's been good.
Oh my God.
And he was.
The fact that you were saying good things about David Peterson.
I'm shocked too.
I remember the game we went to last year.
Oh, I trashed him.
He was going by the second inning.
I was trashing.
He was going by the second inning.
I was trashing him
God.
so much. Listen, they used to say to me, like when I used to go to games, right, Nicole? The people around me used to be like, yo, you are brutal.
Yeah.
I used to go to games when Luis Castillo was still a Met. And I used to sit there, and Luis Castillo would come to the plate. I'm like, oh, here we go. Here he is. And I used to sit like maybe 10 rows from the field.
Yeah.
So he can hear me, right? Here he is. Slappy's coming to the plate.
Oh, Jesus.
Never hits it out of the infield. Never hits it out of the infield. Slappy. That's what I call him, Mr. Slappy. I am brutal, man. So I was brutal to David Peterson, but he's pitched well. He's done a good job. I really do believe that we have a shot.
We have a shot. The problem just is our bullpen.
Oh, bro.
And
that new dude, Givens, I want no part of him. If I get to the stadium, I see Givens, I'm going to lose it. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, it's a universal hatred at this point.
Yeah.
We traded for this dude,
Yeah.
and all he does is his name. He gives it up. He gives it up. That's it. He's terrible.
Yeah. I'd rather see that dude that they got in AAA right now.
Yeah.
Bring him up.
Call the kids up.
Bring him up.
Call the kids up. I'd rather just don't play Givens no more.
Yeah.
Don't play him no more.
Yeah.
Especially in the playoffs. You
God.
want if the game is 2-2 and we gotta go to Givens and we in Queens, do you know the showering of boos that are gonna come down on Buck?
It's gonna be terrible.
Buck, you gotta cool out. Buck, make sure You push the right buttons. Don't start doing this giving stuff.
Listen, man.
Lugo too.
Anybody would be better. Get Bartolo Colon. Ask him if he could do like an inning.
Man, like what has happened
give me
to
3
Lugo?
batters.
Lugo used to be good.
Burn him out. You know how often we had to go to Lugo before?
That's true. We went to him a lot last season.
Yeah.
And the season prior
And before
to
that. Burn him out, man.
Well, I mean, that's Luis Rojas for you, right? Luis Rojas is the Steve Nash. He just sits there like this.
I think he actually makes Steve Nash look like he could coach.
Yo. But man, it's a great time to be a Mets fan right now.
Yeah.
Ownership spends money.
Yep.
The atmosphere in the ballpark is completely different. The Seaver stat, everything has just come together.
They're doing things the right way.
Yeah, they're doing things the right way, and it's like I never thought that we would live to see this.
Yeah.
I really didn't think.
And that was always my gripe with the Wilpons because they were like, "Oh, we don't have them." You know, they didn't say it,
right?
But everybody knew they didn't have the
broke.
money. But like, what they didn't realize was, if you spent the money that you didn't have, say you didn't even have it,
right?
But you spent it,
right? You would have got it back.
You would have got it back.
Yeah, you got it back.
It's not like I could look at the Nets, right? You look at the Nets, and we got these players on the team, and the owner still lost money,
right?
On the team
because it's a tough market.
Because it's a tough market. Yeah. We don't have the fan base here like how the Knicks do,
right?
You know, so it's different,
right?
But the Mets have the fan base,
especially in Queens.
Yes,
we're not like Yankee fans. Most Yankee fans are. They're definitely in Queens as well, but they're in the city,
right?
Jersey,
right?
Like I'm saying, there's a lot of people that live in Jersey that are Yankee fans.
But that's the thing. Like you go to a Mets game, it's majority Mets fans.
Oh, 100%. Like
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You go to a Mets Yankees game at City, it's majority Mets fans.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have enough where you could fill your building. Right. So if you get them winning. And you put the right pieces, and they see that you're trying.
They will come.
They will go to the stadium. They will back you.
They will buy merchandise. They will back you. They will be there every day.
And that's what the Wilpons. Bro. That's what the Wilpons never got.
Yeah.
They ever since after the Madoff thing, they just was like, "Nah, we're just gonna try to keep as much of the money as we can," and that's it. It can't work that way.
All they had was SNY. That's all they had.
Yeah,
that's all they had, bro.
Yep.
And they refused to spend money the way they were supposed to. So. Yeah. The fact that they were willing to sell, I was shocked.
Yeah.
And I was, obviously everybody was happy, but I never thought that it would actually happen. You know what I'm saying? I remember when Cohen, the deal broke down the first time.
Yeah.
And then A-Rod got into the talks, and then Cohen was like, listen, that ain't going to work.
Yep.
My deal is still here. Just let me know. You know what I'm saying?
Thank God the A-Rod deal.
Thank God the A-Rod. I think A-Rod would have did fine. I think A-Rod's a great baseball guy because he's with the T-Wolves right now. So I think A-Rod would have did fine.
I think he would have been fine, but I think the fact that Steve Cohen is a fan, helps
of the Mets.
Yeah,
yes.
I think, and his wife is a fan, and
absolutely,
I think that helps things.
Yeah, because
they see things the way we do.
They're passionate. He reminds me of a calmer Steinbrenner
or a bomber.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So, they are so passionate about their team that they will do everything to make them win. Like there's no amount of money that Cohen won't pay.
Right.
That's why the fact that DeGrom's free agency is coming up.
Not even worried.
I'm not worried about it.
No.
He will pay DeGrom $50 million a year.
Listen.
And I'm okay with that.
Whatever you got to do.
Yeah. Scherzer can get his 43 plus. Yeah. DeGrom can get his 45 or whatever it is.
Yep.
We go with that.
Whatever they got to do.
And then when Pete needs his money, you go get Pete his money.
Yep.
That's it.
Because if the team is successful,
you will get money
back.
That's it.
And the team travels, so it's not even like it's just in New York.
Right.
You look at when they go to Atlanta.
There's Mets fans everywhere.
You look at when they go to Philly.
Everywhere.
When they go to Florida. There's Mets fans always in the
everywhere,
stadiums. So they got the base.
Yeah.
To be successful. So
Yeah. Shouts out to our New York Mets, man. Shouts out to our New York Mets. We love you guys. I definitely want to talk about this whole Fernando Tatis Jr. thing though. Suspended 80 games for PEDs.
Yeah.
Allegedly, his mother said that he had wingworm and they used some type of medication,
steroid,
steroid that helped. Now listen, That sounds plausible to
Could
me.
be true.
You know what I'm saying? I
true.
can't say that the man is lying or he not lying. But the backlash that this man is getting
It's
right
been
now
crazy.
is wild to me.
From teammates?
Yeah, teammates, coaches, the organization. Adidas dropped him.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, come on now. Like, baseball, this holier than thou behavior to me, I don't like it. I don't like it because, listen, what's his name? D-Hop had a PED suspension, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't see nobody taking away his deals.
Not even
Nobody
batting
cares.
an eye.
Nobody cares because the thing is, things do happen. Now, you
Yeah.
are responsible for things that
go into your body.
go into your body. I get that.
Yeah.
But things happen,
Yeah.
right? There's no reason for you to look at this guy like he's a leper. He's young. I think Tatis is what, 23, 22,
yeah, something like that.
He made a mistake.
Yeah.
Let's look at it as the guy made a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not look at him as, oh, he's Sammy Sosa, he's Mark McGuire,
Yeah.
he's this, he's Braun and all these other guys. Like, he made a mistake.
Yeah.
The guy said he's sorry. He looked contrite about being, sorry about the situation. Let's move on.
Right.
Like, let's not look at this guy like he's this terrible person. I don't like that about baseball. And then when you hear the baseball purists, he's a cheater. Like, come on, dude. There's more cheating and more scandals have happened in baseball than any other sport other than international soccer.
Yep.
So what are we talking about here?
But like they always hold the past.
Yeah.
Up. But it's a certain people that hold the past up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about the past of baseball, the past of baseball has always been secluded. And it's only been like baseball back when it first came out, you weren't going against everybody.
Correct.
Black players couldn't play, Spanish players
right.
couldn't play. Like, so they like to hold up all those numbers into, high esteem and everything
when
like
it's
that.
bullshit.
When it's, you didn't play everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the main reasons why for me baseball has always been my third sport is because they look at the numbers and they look at everything and they hold it up so high. You can't celebrate, you can't do this, but you can throw a baseball at somebody's
Unwritten
head.
rules. I can throw a 90 mile per hour baseball at your head.
Yeah.
Because you hot dog down first base.
Right. Or I flip my bat to the side. But if a pitcher strikes me out, they could fist pump and do all the stuff,
Right.
scream and all that other stuff, but I can't do nothing.
It's nonsense, bro.
It's crazy. And like to take away his deal, right? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. He's, like you said, he's either 23 or 24. He's not finished with baseball.
He's not finished maturing as a man.
Yeah. He's still young, so
Yeah.
he's coming back. It's
Right.
like 80, it's not even a full season suspension, it's the 80-game suspension.
Right.
So he's coming back.
He'll be back sometime early next season.
Yeah. So it's like to do all of that and the way that his teammates are going at him is a little crazy.
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I've never seen anything like it.
Unless it's like you know how it is.
Yeah.
Jealousy
Right.
goes a long way.
Right.
A guy like that, he's very boisterous. He's a showboat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And
He
he's
got
been successful.
He's been successful, got a big bag.
Yep.
And all of a sudden now the PD news comes down.
Yep.
Now it's time to pile on this guy.
Right.
I told you that he was a bad guy. That's why you shouldn't have gave him the money.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be that needling jealousy within your own.
Because you think about it too, like he was on the cover of MLB
Yeah,
The
he was
Show.
everywhere.
He was everywhere.
he was the new face of baseball.
I don't even follow baseball,
And you knew who he was.
and I know Tatis
Exactly.
like that.
Exactly.
When you look at a dude from the Angels,
Who, Mike Trout?
Mike Trout,
Who can walk down the street
who
right
is
now,
the
nobody-
best player. Yo, he could be sitting next to me right now,
No, no.
and I would not know that is Mike Trout.
Let's keep it real. Look, goal. If Mike Trout was outside, would you know it was Mike Trout? No. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Looks like a regular guy that just goes to the gym.
I would never know. Like they don't put him in any commercials.
Nothing.
They don't do anything for
Nothing.
him. So it's like you see a guy like I get what you're saying 100%.
Yeah.
I think the other part of it too is I think the reason he was out this year was because of an off-field injury.
I think so,
it was an
yeah.
ATV or something.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
driving
yeah.
an ATV or something like that.
So
and then he got hurt.
there was heat there already.
So they was already feeling a certain way about
Yeah.
him. Probably like, yo, looking at how a lot of people look at Kyrie.
Yes.
Like, yo, is your focus on being able to be on the field?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Are you doing all this other stuff but not being on the field? And I mean, listen, I get it, but it's not like he showed like it was. You know what I'm saying? Like it was. There's so many, especially with PEDs in baseball. There's so many guys that do it.
So many guys that do it.
They just don't get caught.
Correct. I agree. I agree, bro. I think now listen, this can be a learning moment for him, right? Where he understands, he takes a step back and says, all right, my immaturity is starting to come out now. Like people are starting to look at me a certain way.
Yep.
And that's not who I am.
Yeah.
You know, I'm expressive. I am this fun-loving guy, but I don't want them to get it twisted like I don't love this.
Yeah.
So I think he's gonna come back. And he's gonna be fine. He's gonna, like he said, he's gonna be contrite. He's gonna play baseball. He's gonna do what he has to do. He'll repair his image. He'll get his deals back. But it's just the vitriol that people are spewing his way. I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's a little much. It's a bit much.
He's a kid, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like when A-Rod took his steroid, I understood it.
Right.
I empathize with A-Rod because it's like you're the first guy in North American history to sign a 10-year, $250 million deal.
Yeah.
The pressure that's on you to maximize that contract and to live up to that contract, I would have took it too.
Not to mention, everybody was doing it.
Right.
It's not like he was like you. I more so look at it like who wasn't doing it.
Right. Now listen, Griffey, Jeter, all of those guys, they're clean. That's great.
That's fine.
But I don't look at them. I don't hold them higher, and I don't like downplay the other guys.
Yeah.
I don't downplay Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds still, for me,
Yep.
There's two great baseball players that I've seen in my life. Ken Griffey Jr. and Barry Bonds.
Yep.
It doesn't change.
Yeah.
I don't care what they did for what they didn't do.
Right.
I saw Barry Bonds mash home runs and hit balls out of parks that I didn't realize that people can do.
Right.
Like that steroids for me, it doesn't stop that. Like I know what my eyes saw.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, stop. We need to stop canceling people.
Mm-hmm.
This cancel culture shit is just enough for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On both sides. You get liberals, you got people just want to cancel things. Like, no, he's a kid.
Yep. He made a mistake.
He made a mistake.
That's it.
It may have been a medical situation why he did it, and that's a mistake.
Yep.
He's gonna own up to that. He's gonna move on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just like the whole I didn't even want to talk about this, but this whole George Foreman thing got me upset too. I'm not gonna hold you. It's not about the women who are victims. It's the fact of people are combing through your history.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about 50 and 60 years of time that have passed.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, hey, look at this, look at this.
Yeah. That one was a little curious to me.
It just, I need more.
I need to hear way more.
I need to see more, but it's just like this whole, the whole cancel culture thing for me is just, it's too much, dude. It's too much.
Listen, man, it's you gotta be careful. You gotta be on top of your listen. Braun does it the best, man.
Right.
Braun has never been in any issues
Jeter.
off the court. Jeter, you know what I'm saying? If you handle your business, you
ain't got nothing to worry about.
You don't got nothing to worry about.
Right.
Don't do nothing questionable. You don't got nothing to worry about.
Right.
So that's how I look at it with that. But like even with this stuff, like he's a kid.
It's a kid.
He'll be back.
He's a kid, bro.
So like, and even if you were a teammate of his, why are you piling on like this?
Right.
And
put your arm around him.
Listen. You can do that in the clubhouse. Yo, my dude, you letting us down. But
you stand pat with him.
But y'all out here talking in the media.
You the ops right now.
Like he's not your teammate no more.
You behaving like the ops.
Yeah.
You siding with the organization because you trying to get a bag from them like how he got.
Yeah. But it's not even siding with the organization. You could side with the organization and still not badmouth him in the public like that. Like they talking about him in the public, which is crazy.
Bro, it just looks like shade and jealousy for me, bro. It really does.
It looks so bad. So
and for me, but here's another thing too. Here's a question. When he does come back, if you're Tatis, do you want to be a Padre?
No.
I would want to leave.
I would want to be out.
As soon as my suspension is up, I'm going to that office and say I want out of here.
Yep.
because how y'all dragged me through the mud
Yep.
when it was literally a mistake. Nah, y'all not gonna do that to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the Mets
That's supposed to be your franchise player.
and the Mets need to.
Mets need to be calling now.
Mets need to listen. Cohen, if you're listening, tamper. Just call Tatis now.
Yo.
Call him now and say, listen, you know all that foul shit that they over here talking about you. We ain't gonna do that over here.
Never happened here.
You see how we treated Cano. We ain't speak no foul stuff about Cano here. You know what I'm saying? We
Welcome
made
him
him
in
do a
open
suspension.
arms.
We welcome him back, and that was it.
Yep.
That's how we gonna treat you here, baby. So don't worry about no Padres. You come here to Queens, man.
it.
You know we got Lindor here. Listen, you play second
over-
base.
come over to
play
the
second
dark
base,
side.
baby. Play third if you want to play third. Hey.
Whatever you want to
You know
do.
what I mean? You do whatever you want to do. Just come here. Just come to Queens. Come to Queens.
Listen, man.
I
I'll
mean,
take it.
but it's time. Nicole, you know what time it is?
Tell me.
It's time for the greatest segment on the planet, W of the Week.
Dummy. Yeah.
I pick W of the Week every show, every Saturday. I always pick, and I always ask my guest. I always ask Nicole, and she always gives me some. So we're gonna see what she says today.
Okay.
Nicole, who you got?
The Jets.
The Jets? That's not bad. That's not bad. You can have the Jets as Dummy of the Week for most weeks
Yeah.
because they do a lot of stupid shit. Bishop, who you got?
Whew.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot. There's a lot to choose from right now.
Yeah.
Gotta be the Lakers right now, right?
You know what? I'm not biased though. When the Lakers do foul stuff, they've been a couple of dummies here.
Yeah.
Braun has been a dummy on the show before. So, but it's neither of those.
Nah, it's neither of those. I know. I'm just playing.
May I have a drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week is Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill, Dummy of the Week. Tyreek Hill, you are the
Dummy. Yeah.
because you got traded because you wanted more money.
Right.
It wasn't like the Chiefs didn't want you.
Right.
They wanted you,
Yeah.
just at a reasonable price.
Right.
So, if people don't know the news, Tyreek Hill has been needling the Kansas City Chiefs in the media, in the news. And he's like, oh, you know, they got rid of me. They didn't want me. No, that's cap. That's lies. They wanted you, bro.
Yeah.
You just wanted to be the highest paid receiver in the league. And they believe that you shouldn't be.
Nope.
And I'm with them because Tyreek Hill is very dependent on Mahomes' success, right?
Right.
Mahomes made Tyreek Hill. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Tyreek Hill's a great talent. Fast.
Yeah.
He's becoming a better route runner,
Right.
but you wanted them to pay you when they didn't have the bread to pay you, right?
Yeah.
Now, granted, you got your money with the Miami Dolphins. Why are you still mad? Why are you still talking about the Chiefs?
Yeah.
That's like you being in a relationship with a girl. Hey, I didn't get treated the right way. And you getting Taj Mahal treatment now. Why are you still bashing on the person?
But you know what that boils down to, right?
He's hurt.
He's hurt.
Hurt people, right?
Exactly. He's hurt.
How about stupid people hurt people? How about that?
That happens too.
Because, man, it's like, for me, it's like, bro, you're not that, like, dude, just move on. You getting paid. You in Miami. It's hot down there.
Yeah.
You ain't got to worry about the snow in Kansas City.
No taxes.
No taxes.
Come on.
You got nice girls running around.
Come on, man.
Maseratis all over the place.
Yep.
You got ocean. You can go down the ocean and chill out for.
Yep.
Like, you good. You
Yeah.
living a life right now. I mean, your season may not be that good because you got Tua throwing you the ball. You're going to learn quickly about how good you had it.
What you mean, yo? He was saying that Tua has been in practice, throwing bombs down the field and everything.
Cap.
Oh, that's not true?
No. Cap. Listen, you think Tua's good? Exactly.
Listen. He's not. I don't think he's terrible. I
don't think he's terrible either. He's just not Patrick Mahomes.
No.
But I'm telling you, Tyreek Hill gonna learn today. He gonna learn come week 2. He gonna wake up one day and be like, okay, All that stuff I said about Kansas City.
Not the same.
This ain't life down here, man.
Listen, man. We're gonna learn. We will see if Mahomes was a product of Tyreek Hill
Or Tyreek.
or if Tyreek Hill was a product
I like
of Mahomes.
that. I like that.
We gonna see.
I'm spreading the narrative right now. Tyreek Hill was a product of Patrick Mahomes. That's what I'm saying right now. You're not going to disrespect Patrick Mahomes. Right?
Shall see.
Patrick Mahomes is great. He's a good man. Don't try to run his name through the mud and the Kansas City Chiefs.
So is Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers is a good man. He's a good man. He's a hippie, but he's a good man. He's a good man.
On the acid?
On the ayahuasca, yes. You know, he's on the peyote, man. He's a happy man. But Tyreek Hill, you need to realize that just move on, dude. There's nothing wrong with your situation. Kansas City did right by you by trading you. They didn't have to trade you. They didn't have to trade you.
And they didn't trade you to the Jets.
Right. They didn't trade you to the Jets. So you gotta be happy. So Tyreek Hill, sorry I gotta get you, man. You know, you right now, you're catching your feelings. You're a little emo. You're a loser right now.
It's okay.
But you're a winner for Dummy of the Week. That's all for this show, Bishop. I appreciate you for coming on, man. This was fun.
Thank you for having me.
We spoke for like 3 hours because this is what happens. Every time we speak about sports, we just can't.
Listen, man.
You know?
I couldn't come on before because Nets world was in too
were
much
hiding.
of disarray.
Yeah, you were hiding.
I definitely was.
Yeah, you were hiding.
I was definitely ducking.
I asked you a few times. You were like, hey, you know, I got
a coach.
I got a coach and all that.
Coaching this weekend, and there was definitely plenty of times where coaching was canceled.
Yeah.
And I still
you just sat home.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah.
I should have just pulled up. That's what I should have did. I should have pulled the old school Ivan and just pulled up.
I'd have been like,
yeah. All right. Until next week. Stay safe. Stay cool. Peace. You can catch me on Instagram and Twitter at All Even Podcast. Listen to the show on Podbeam, Amazon Music, Spotify, and wherever you find your podcasts available. And check out my YouTube channel, All Even Podcast. And don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button.
My son is the champ, so get over it.